3.
Howdy, folks. Sheriff Double J back here, coming at you live from my studio / home on the range. Coming in real tardy. I do apologize, folks. Had a bison-related emergency. I'm a bison rancher now. Had a bison-related emergency. Then I had a tire blowout during that emergency. Then I had a Double J-related emergency. Anyhow, welcome back, folks, to the interwebs. JJ Vance here, that is, right here. Yep. Host of Operation GCD, not the vice president, part-time vampire hunter. You see one of them, give me a call, that kind of thing. Anyhow, welcome back, folks, to the interwebs. I will be your pilot and navigator for tonight's shenanigan-infused journey into the mind of this particular garbage can dude. And as always, we get a nice introduction here on Operation GCD Fridaze from my old wannabe PR representative turned hypnotic, mind-controlled, multi-state assassin, Buffalo Jared Revisa. That Muppet wanted to be my PR rep. He also wanted to wear my skin as a human coat after he stabbed me a bunch, which is what he did to a different client of his that had hired him as his PR rep. Just saying. Anyhow, without any further delays, thank you again, folks, the interwebs, for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD. We got ourselves a real barn burner on deck. Got Phil Z. Phil Z, secret agent of the Dewey Decimal System. Welcome back to Operation GCD, sir, for your first time this week, even.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. I always enjoy your thoughts and ideas and all of especially your book recommendations. And I'll make sure I get folks a link to your book, your blog there on your book reviews in the notes of tonight's show, sir.
All right, appreciate it.
We also have Troublemaker Jonah, the man who's a redacted name in the Epstein documents, allegedly. You're probably not sweating as much. They stopped releasing those documents, but I think you're good to go. Welcome back to Operation GCD, sir, for your first time.
Well, I told you I'm live on location. I don't know if either you know this place, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
I have no idea what that place is, actually, strangely enough.
Yeah.
It's got to be somewhere in Canada. That's got to be Canada stuff.
Oh, no, this is going to be a great one. But, we were just talking beforehand, and you got that YouTube kind of strikes you hard if you go too deep with the language in the first 10 minutes, right? So we got that lovely lady.
That's what they claim, dude. Who fucking knows?
You got that lovely lady in your opening monologue, and it's kind of funny because I was just pointing out to you guys that The Silence of the Lamb is complete MK Ultra movie, and then I realized Taxi Driver too. So we got the Jodie Foster shit. So let's jump into that.
Let's do that. And I just want to make one if I may, sir, one interjection. Yeah. Buffalo Jared is a man. I don't care how you think he looks gorgeous. You think he looks as hot as the butcher of Waco, Janet Reed?
Hey. I was being YouTube friendly. I'm gonna try and be polite tonight. I might make it that 10 minutes they tell us, but I might make it that 10 minutes without saying the F word. I might. Probably not. Who's taking wagers in the chat? Anyways, it's kind of funny though too, because we were talking, and then I was just like, yeah, no, MK Ultra or Silence of the Lambs is straight up MK Ultra movie, right? Because you got from the start, sure. They have the butterfly on there, right, and then or on the cover, which you see all the butterfly effect, all that other bullshit that's tied into that, right? But man,
yeah, dude, this cover's creepy as fuck. You bring up some solid points, sir. I do appreciate. Pardon me, not me throwing up here. I just slammed like 2 slices of pizza, a doobie, and a fucking drink, and I'm like, oh, that's too much at once, man. Don't do that. But if I may bring up a good point here, this is I remember this movie coming out. I didn't watch it. I didn't see this for many years.
Oh, I watched it way too many fucking times.
Oh, I've seen it a lot, but I'm saying like I didn't see it for a few. I was probably like 10 or 11 when this came out, I feel like. It was 10. I was 10. I was almost 11. I was almost 11 when this came out, I think. Let's see, when did this come out? Anyhow, I was, doesn't give me a date. All right, so I was 10 and a half.
Yeah.
So anyhow, my point in that whole spiel was this was creepy as fuck to me. This whole cover was just, I mean, it burnt in my brain hole some creepy shit.
Yeah, and then even if you're looking at it now, man, like they put that fucking told you couldn't make 10 minutes. They put that death's head smiley face on the back of the death moniker, right? Because that's not there, but they put it in, and it really almost looks like a smiley face on the bigger picture. So it's just you know,
what picture is this?
On the
I'm not
moth.
familiar with this.
No, on the moth. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, dude. It's like a fucking Day of the Dead
smiley face
kind of skull. You could take it as a smiley face for sure. Yeah.
Because it almost looks
never
like
seen that
smiley
before.
face. So is that just a homage to the ongoing and possibly future the smiley face killers? I mean,
that's a good point. That's about the early onset of the first case that I suspect was part of a victimology of the smiley face killer phenomenon. Was in New York City, and I believe it was 1992. And however, the proto case of that is the death mask case of Andrew Crispo. And Phil probably knows as familiar with that case. This is a pretty epic case in New York City history, right, Phil? The Andrew Crispo.
That factored into the whole Ultimate Evil. I remember Maury Terry focusing on that, and didn't it connect to? I mean, it was a whole like an art dealer.
Big time art dealer Andrew Crispo and his boyfriend. They had a very David Brock, James Alefantis type vibe going on with them. But they pick up a young, I believe, Swedish model fella, I believe 21 or 22 years of age at a club there in New York City. Now they do some weird sexual torture on the man before they believe they shot him. I think.
Wait. Did she use her safe word? Did she use her safe word? Otherwise, it wasn't torture.
Well, I don't know about that. Because I think they got them all looking like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. You know what I mean? That whole scene, is the Gimp still alive? Because the other two fellows died.
He just passed. The Gimp just died. The guy who just did the Gimp just died within the past month. Right? Yeah. With the "I'm the last Westie" that was found on the note underneath him. Yeah. Well,
what a weird note.
Yeah, and another crazy thing in terms of the Andrew Crispo thing, I know they did an early Law and Order episode where I think it was a woman. It was
with the cop killer. I
can't remember it. No, with Andrew Crispo. They did a version
with the cop killer.
Ice-T? Not SVU. Original Law and Order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not SVU.
So
the original one.
The Crispo case in the murder of. I can't remember the young man's name because Crispo got out of prison and died a free man, I believe. Yeah, in 2024.
What's a free man in 2024?
Well, unless they got out of prison.
Give me liberty or give me death.
When I say got out of prison, he didn't go to prison for the murder. They got him for tax evasion. He skirted any charges on the murder of this too, but it was called the Death Mask chapter in the Ultimate Evil, and Josh Demons removed it from the updated version of the Ultimate Evil, so you have to get an older version. I think that's an important factor to consider, that he removed that entire chapter as if to obfuscate it from folks' brain holes, because again, it has all the hallmarks of a smiley face killing, murder, with the exception of the body's not left in water, and there's a bullet hole, I believe, in the victim.
And I'm going to do a tangent. Thanks, Uncle.
Tangent away, sir.
So he's bringing up SVU with James Mansfield's daughter. Now, wasn't James Mansfield the bitch that Arnold played the boyfriend of in his first fucking movie when he was getting plugged by fucking Ben and Joe Weider?
Whoa, dude, that's a lot of accusations. Arnold got plugged by Ben and Joe Weider. That's the first I've heard of this, but it makes a lot of sense.
Oh my God, you never heard this shit, man? No, he was gay for pay for sure back in the 70s, according to all the fucking rumors in the bodybuilding community.
Well, look at Sylvester Stallone. He did solo male porn. Get the fuck out of here. That's gay porn.
Yeah, the Italian stallion, I think, was something like that. Well, then again, so did Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner did a movie that was kind of like a B level porn movie.
Oh, I didn't know that. Was it Waterworld Part 1?
Sizzle Beach, USA.
So did
Terrible name.
So did what's his name there? The one from the fucking no, I can't even think of that guy's name. I had a great joke, but the one who was diddling kids have been hanging out with the Ghislaine at the fucking or Ghislaine at the Royals place. What's it? Spacey. Kevin Spacey.
How dare you talk? How dare you talk about the man formerly known as Prince Andrew?
That joke sucked because I couldn't even think of the guy's name. But speaking of royalty, I'm just gonna keep on pointing out my background, see if anyone knows where I'm at with this tonight. You know, because we're gonna get into that here sooner or later. You know, but yeah.
So, Silence of the Lambs is being very much MK Ultra story. I like that because she's very much being controlled throughout the entire film from more than one person.
Yeah. Wasn't it Jack Crawford was the guy's name, and then Hannibal Lecter?
John Douglas. Yep.
I mean Hannibal Hannibal Directive. Sorry. We'll get into that later too, but
I told you earlier I want a Hannibal Directive with meatball sub right about now. That's where I'm at.
There's a picture in, I believe it might be in either John Douglas's first book or maybe in a book that was written about the Bureau, but there's definitely a picture with Jodie Foster and like her friend in the movie with John Douglas. Like like when they were maybe consulting on the movie. But Jack Crawford is definitely supposed to be John Douglas.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It seems like very much a hype film about the behavioral analysts there at Quantico, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he gets credit for most of it, but you leave out people like, Wrestler? Robert Wrestler?
Oh, Robert Wrestler. Yeah, that's the one who brings us the term serial killer. John Wayne Gacy's childhood friend and fellow Boy Scout.
No. The Ghetto Boys brought us serial killer.
That's Robert Wrestler from the Analysts at Quantico. He's the one who coined that term.
The Ghetto Boys.
He's also the one who was associated with finding all the bodies in Gacy's basement. He walks into Gacy's house. You guys smell that? It smells like 30 bodies in the crawl space of this joint. And that just happens to be Gacy's child. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize I grew up on the same block as this guy. Oh, and then some reporter's like, hey, were you and John Wayne Gacy were in the same Boy Scout trip? He goes, I didn't even know that. Get the fuck out of here. What kind of analyst are you?
I find it funny that they could find the 30 bodies underneath, Gacy's house in, suburb of Chicago. Meanwhile, they could never solve like a mafia murder, like almost the entire time the Chicago outfit was operating.
Wait.
Right. Thumbs up their asses otherwise, right?
How many bodies they find under Ben Franklin's house, though? Like,
allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, like, fucking... It's obviously him. I mean, he was alive fucking 400 years ago, but I mean, it's obviously him, not anyone else who lived in that house either, right?
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No,
Ben Franklin and Ben Franklin only.
They said it was a house he owned because I read like a book about it for review, and they said, at one point he sublet it out or something, but it could totally be. I could see that because they did a movie about the two guys who I think were selling bodies. I think to. For science. I forget what the name of the movie was, but it was like
it's always for science, Phil. They're always doing it for science.
Well, it's funny.
There's a huge scandal right now. Are you familiar with the Harvard? You familiar with the Harvard medical?
Yeah. The professor. Oh man, I got.
There was an intermediary third party who runs like this cult shop in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They were like the broker. They were the Joe Exotic of the deal, if you will. He was the broker and all that type.
Man,
really drug trafficking.
Man, I should have. I didn't come prepared for this, but there's a whole fucking body snatching thing through Canada and the USA, and I want to say it was the U.S. Post, maybe, or USA Today actually did a really good 10-piece fucking like full articles, like actual journalism, which. So I mean, it might be a bit of
media did that, huh? They're a bunch of Muppets over there usually.
It might be a hangout, obviously, but it was so in depth of all the cases that are going on, like that fucking place in Phoenix where they're chopping arms off and legs off and stuff, just shipping them out for fucking research.
Dude, just lopping them right off.
Yeah,
kind of lopping things off. I like to lop off the malignant cancer that's in my chat right now. But if you want to just hold that thought, sir. Yeah. our channel. Good to see you, you fucking Muppet. Tell the rest of your Muppets that Langley to go fuck themselves. What were you saying before we got rudely interrupted by that?
Muppet? I don't even remember, but I was gonna say another great fucking. I mean, I might still rock the haircut, but it's looking more like a mullet these days. The fucking Taxi Driver.
I was thinking about going mullet style myself. Actually, I had a mohawk, but I was thinking about going mullet instead of mohawk next.
Yeah, no,
I have haircuts with the letter M.
Yeah. But you know, Taxi Driver, and like I was saying before, I might still be waiting for real rain to come to wash away the scum, the filth, the degenerates. But that was a great line. But I didn't ever include it until I fucking was bringing up the Jodie Foster shit, and you were talking about her and Hinckley, and I'm like, holy fuck, Taxi Driver is straight up MK Ultra too.
For sure, and that line you're talking about is why the New York City Task Force focused on that film as part of motivations for the Son of Sam investigation and the murders because of the letters seemingly indicating that similar verbiage.
Yeah, I mean, it came out in '76. I mean, Taxi Driver. You also have.
I came out in '78, right out the vagina.
with Taxi Driver coming out, that's supposedly where Hinckley, John Hinckley, got obsessed with Jodie Foster. But you think about it, like she was really young. You have Harvey Keitel plays her pimp, and you know that De Niro, Travis Bickle saves her, even though at the same time that's right after he tries to gun down a presidential candidate. There's such weird stuff there, and part of me wondered, 76. I mean, it was only a few years after what's his name, Arthur Bremer tried taking down George Wallace. I wonder because it wasn't.
Not Largo, Lansdale, Maryland. There, right next to the current Redskins stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right in the parking lot. I've stood in the middle of that parking lot. I'm like, there's no way something like this goes down in the wide open like that, and they don't have any security. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're in a place like Dallas. You have you have buildings, you have corners. I'm just saying as an example of an assassination thing. You have obstacles in your environment. There are no obstacles in your environment where they took out George Wallace. They were ready to take that fool out.
And go ahead, Phil.
Oh, sorry. No, with the Nixon tapes, Nixon was basically ordered. I think he wanted the plumbers to go check out Bremer's apartment because they didn't know what caused it. And I think there was, unexplained time, like where he traveled that maybe he couldn't afford. There was weird gaps, kind of like there would be with Hinckley, there would be with Mark David Chapman, Oswald.
James Earl Ray.
There would be with like Thomas Crooks and who else are some of these people that all seem to, he can afford a fucking, who was the other one who had like a $50,000 fucking 300 blackout and didn't have a job? That was right before Crooks incident. I forget the name of that one, but
I don't know.
So it was one of the bootleg flags. It wasn't related to the president. It was just another bootleg flag school type thing where the dude had like a 300 black worth like $15,000. He had like $30,000 truck and he didn't have a job or any income.
I'm looking right now and I see you're on it too, JJ. So it says Bremer's diary was a primary inspiration for screenwriter Paul Schrader's character Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver. So they used part of Bremer's diary.
Yeah.
So
that's fascinating because that's fairly contemporary to the writing of Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Since we're talking about movies, I'm going to go ahead and say everyone should tune in on Wednesday. And then, JJ, if you could share my screen, because I got a nice little clip here for this Wednesday's movie. I got a clip for it, and then I can get into what this picture is behind me.
Oh, well, that's good news because we folks be loving the good mystery pictures.
Okay, let me know when you got that shared.
Oh, my mistake. I was doing other stuff.
So we're doing The Mummy this Wednesday.
This is very, very interesting. I already seen someone watch it again, but This is a good one.
Sir.
Oh my God. It's Egyptian.
Was that unusual?
We're in the Persian Gulf, Vale.
Right. Egypt's 1,000 miles away, so it's unusual.
The comedic relief.
So, this building right here, it is clearly the Parliament building of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Clearly. It's clearly that.
It is definitely. No, 100%. I fucking swear to God, that's what this is.
No, I'm not doubting you, sir. I'm not doubting you, no, but I don't know if it's clearly that. I had no idea what that was.
No, this is the Parliament building of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which was built in 2004. But that fucking scumbag Khomeini. Where did he go to hide when he was in hiding from 64 to 79 before the U.S. and the MI6 brought him back to Iran? Do you know where? Can you take a guess at which country he was hiding?
Was it Venezuela? I'll take Venezuela for 200, please.
No, they call themselves
what
the
is
Islamic...
Venezuela?
Phil got it. Phil got it. Now, it is definitely not the Eye of Providence laid out on the fucking floor of the Parliament building when you go on the inside of it. You see that right in the center. You see the fucking the emanating rays away from it. But this is definitely the Islamic Republic of Iran. So when people are telling you that there is a war with Iran going on right now, y'all need to chill the fuck out because this is nothing more. What's that?
So that everyone needs to take it down a couple notches with their Iranian wars.
Yeah, because there ain't no fucking war. It is the bankers. Oh shit, I forgot another important part here. So if you had to guess, just throwing it out there, I give you maybe 3 guesses. How many windows do you think they have on the building, on the outside of it?
I'm going to go with 33.
Damn
it.
But this is the Islamic...
1,980.
But this is the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's definitely not the Freemason Republic of Iran.
Absolutely not.
So, now... so I just wanted to get into this because there's been a couple times that I said before all this shit popped off that you and I need to talk about Iran because there's shit that's going on outside of the mainstream media.
Who is these Iran people you speak of? Because my understanding of Iranian business, I've met a few of them over the years. Never been there. I've been on both sides of it. Never seen it.
Yeah.
But my point there is. There's like 37 different ethnic groups comprising the nation of which we describe today as Iran, none of which get along well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's kind of funny, though, too, because if you bring up, too, I got the Google Maps there, share it down, too, so if you want to bring that up on...
Oh, is this satellite imagery, dude? Are we looking at satellite... I don't know why I keep stressing satellite. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, it's satellite imagery. So this is definitely... it's really fucking funny, though? Actually, fuck it, I gotta do this in live time just cause let's just do it for fun. So you notice this building here in the front? I don't know if you can see my mouse kind of going over here. Like this whole building on the front. Like the front facing, and it's got the 2 fucking kind of like
the pyramid structure.
Kind of like yeah, but it's got kind of that Ark of the Covenant shit to it, right? So let's go ahead. I gotta do this in real time. 2000 Avenue of the Stars, because that just reminded me of another building, a really famous building in Los Angeles. If we're talking about movies and shit, but let's go ahead. Do you guys know what 2000 Avenue of the Stars is?
Before you go any further, I didn't find Waldo in that last picture, so we need to get back.
So, look at this one here, right over here. They call it the United Arts Agency. Of course, that's not what it's called. It's called the Creative Intelligence. Oh shit, Central Artists. Fuck, god damn it. The Creative Oh, fuck off. It's CIA. I mean, CIA. So look
Yeah,
at
but
their
that's
building,
not
right? They have
that's
this one
not
here.
Ari Emanuel, right? That he's over there at the other one, right? That ain't Ari Emanuel, right?
I'm not 100% certain which one he's at. Isn't Ari the one that fucking? Oh no, I'm thinking Ram is the from Chicago. But
well,
yeah,
no,
no, that's
this is the older
our.
brother though, and their father was a Mossad
Yeah, I
agent,
know.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
But
he's William Morris. He's William Morris in Endeavor.
Yeah, but I
their
was just
dad
gonna
was
go
IDF. IDF, I think.
Was he IDF? Okay, I knew.
I mean, you mean UDF? You mean UDF? We all watch the Edge of Tomorrow.
UDF? Dude, UDF is a fucking gas station in Ohio, bud. United Dairy Farmers in Cincinnati. Carl Linder started at 33rd Degree Freemasons. Speaking of Freemasons,
I think Emmanuel's dad. I think he was involved in the what was it the Hotel David bombing. So like he's a terrorist. I mean that's which to be honest,
I was
kind
gonna say
of explains.
I thought he was into some hood rat shit, right? I thought so.
Yeah. Well, Ron liked to think of himself as kind of a gangster himself because there's a one point because again he got fired by the Clintons at one point because they couldn't trust him, and he kind of eventually was. He was Obama's chief of staff, and they kind of like shunted him to the side to run for mayor.
I'm gonna interrupt you though. I'm gonna interrupt you because I love the fact Twizzle. Give you a shout out. He noticed no. Bring the picture back up because Twizzle noticed exactly what I was pointing out here. Not only is that front-facing building it's almost identical to the one that they have on front of the Parliament building of the Islamic Republic. I mean Freemason Republic. But then you notice the shape of the two buildings behind, which kind of represent the Boaz and Jachem with the compass and square. Just pointing that out, right?
I definitely see the
courtyard.
The square portions. Is that a bow tie?
Yeah.
Am I looking at a bow tie?
No, it's two separate buildings, so it's Boaz and Jachem, the two pillars. But what I wanted to point out here too, so that's kind of funny because you get the Freemason building there is the number one artist agency in the world, which is also the intelligence agency, but that's besides the point. And they got now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know about the Iranian, but if I'm not mistaken, that building on the front is the measurements to scale of the monolith from 2001 Space Odyssey, but it's just turned on.
Stop it, dude! Get out of town, dude! Get out of my face hole with that. Are you serious? Are you familiar?
That's what I've read. That's what I just read.
Utah monolith the other day, dude. I was trying to look at I just wanted to see where it's at. I was on a deep discovery of the Utah monolith. Y'all familiar with this one?
I am not, but I was on a discovery of my own today involving Utah because I was looking up the vernal equinox, and there's a vernal Utah.
Vernal Utah, yes, sir. That's the kind of stuff that's the kind of journey I was on. But well, get out of here, Wikipedia, dude. What are you doing to me? But in regards to this, dude, so
I remember this
on
one.
Public land, dude, on BLM land.
Didn't they do that in Nevada too, and a couple other places, and then they allegedly just disappeared?
Well, this was up there for 4 years, apparently, at least before anyone took it down or discovered it. So it was a metal pillar that stood in a red sandstone slot canyon in northern San Juan County, so like the southeast corner of the state. 9.5 feet tall and made of metal sheets. It was unlawfully placed on public land between July and October 2016 and was unnoticed, quote unquote, for 4 years. And they removed
wait.
That's straight out of
2001. Yeah. And no, so I've read before that the dimensions are to scale of the 2001, and it was a homage to that movie, the front building. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that one in Iran kind of looks the same. But again, too, I'm just looking at this here, and it's kind of funny because I've seen a few people point out that again, it's Egyptian, but it's not really Egyptian. It's just a pyramid, but it's in Persia. But I've never really seen
those our first pyramids. Do we have pyramids that predate? Because those are more. What are those ziggurats?
Yeah, ziggurats.
It's not quite a pyramid. It's like
a
pyramid's retarded cousin.
Then we could also talk about let's be honest. It's a war with Israel and Iran because the Iranians hate the Jews, but they're the oldest existing diaspora of Jewish people in the world. They go back 27 centuries. Oh wait, the temple coin, good old rape you at the pump, Mr. Trump.
Whoa, yeah, you can say that actually. That's pretty
Mr. Rape You at the Pump Trump was published on an actual shekel in Israel. And who else
was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, pull out the temple coin while I'm speaking. Because I want you to see who the other gentleman that they put on that coin was. Cyrus.
Was it? I hope
Cyrus
it was Jeffrey
the Great.
Epstein.
No, it's Cyrus the Great.
No.
So the Persian Iranian who gave them the land back, which is Canaan or Israel or wherever you want to call it, right? Because it changed its name to Palestine. But
where do I buy one of these fabulous coins?
Yeah, you gotta bring it up though, because you know. Can
I get this in gold for like $19.99 on a 1-800 number, like 1-800 buy Trump?
no, man. Israel did this, not Trump. Israel did this.
You mean to tell me he's not getting any proceeds of this? Come on now, he's a better businessman than that.
It's probably cheaper than those gold sneakers, that's for sure.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Phil. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's giving kickbacks, a little percentage, maybe.
I mean, if you scroll down, I'm sure it probably has the price there, but so then you have this guy.
That's a good recommendation. That's fine. I can get it in gold. Look at that. Oh no. And get it in copper and bronze, you sons of bitches.
But buy now, 10% off if you buy 3.
Yeah, dude. How ridiculous. Dude, how worthless is this, dude? It's $349. Its value is literally zero. I'm sure there's no monetary value to this.
Yeah,
you can melt the weight of the silver, right? Maybe that's about all you
can do. 0.999 fine silver die struck. But
I feel like that's not pure silver.
But I mean, how much predictive programming do you need, like with a Freemason Parliament building, Trump and Cyrus on the Israeli temple coin? You know,
you bring up an interesting point. So we're saying, are you inferring there's the rise of the Eastern Roman Empire? Is that where this is well before the Roman Empire? What are we talking about? The Eastern Persian Empire? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was the original Persian Empire. So Cyrus the Great
but like the Eastern Persians, right? Or these the West? We're talking Northern Persian, Southern Persian.
And so it's the entire Persian Empire. So Cyrus the Great was the one who conquered. Cyrus the Great was before Alexander the Great. You know, he was.
From my understanding, he was only Cyrus the Mediocre. But please continue.
So he's also the one, according to the Tanakh or the old scripture, he was the one who gave them the second temple and built the second temple. Now you get Trump's face on there, and then 6 years later or 8 years later, there's all of a sudden a war with Persia and Trump, and all that talk about the red heifer last year. It's kind of it's almost a lot of predictive programming. I'm just kind of going to get into, and then this
is also what I meant though by the eastern side, because we're getting to Phrygia there, and we're getting into what is now modern day Saudi Arabia, and then even in Egypt and Libya, right? That's what I meant by like this wasn't like the Western. This dude was basically like taking over from the old Greek empires, right? So we got Iraq right here, Mesopotamia, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's before Greece.
So what year was he? 500?
I think 700 BC. I don't know. You had the Wikipedia open.
Well, I know. Right, 600 and 500 BC. So the East. This was the Roman Republic. This is the time of the Roman Republic.
I mean,
so he was to the west of the Roman Republic.
I mean, no. So the Persians go through a tire before they end up in Rome, but I mean, that's a whole nother story if you want to get down.
But his version of the empire. His version of the empire went all the way over to what is modern day Greece.
Yeah, and
Turkey. My mistake.
And into India, and I think eastern portions of China, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. It was a widespread empire. Maybe that's why he was considered so great.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, too, he was the first person who came up with the alleged human rights code. If you look up Cyrus the Great and human rights, I'm sure some shit will come up with that. But
are you trying to tell me that there's Freemasons in Iranistan that are trying to institute in league with the Rothschild Enterprise of Israel that are trying to institute the reincarnation of Cyrus the Great via Donald Trump?
That's kind of what it's looking like to me. And let's be honest.
Holy smokes, that's some wild occult. I'm on board with it, sir. I'm on board.
I mean, like I said.
I mean, I'm not signing up for it, but I know I like your brain holes at.
I mean, I'm in Canada, so they might be knocking on my door anytime, anyways, from all the videos going around.
Where you're like Kansas? I thought you were at Iran, sir. I see. I thought you were at Iranian Parliament.
But no, what's even funnier though is now let's go ahead here. I don't even think that Khomeini was killed. I think he's an 84-year-old man. So let's just say you have military generals. Like, what kind of fucking crack are they smoking off of Hunter Biden's dick to be like, oh yeah, it's a great idea. We go fucking murder the 84-year-old because every time we've done a regime change, it's been really stabilizing. No, I think that 84-year-old fucking died, and they're like, oh shit, we got to move the plan up, and that's when they just decided because, like, man. If you look at everything that happened over there,
they could have weakened them Iranian style, right? You know, it could get a weekend at Khomeini's.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at everything that's happened over there, and like this is it's not very well planned out. You know, it looks like it's rushed. Dude, like, oh shit, we're going to fucking bomb them. Oh wait. We got to call in the troops from the Pacific and from Latin America because we don't have troops over there. Like, you tell me that for the first time ever, the U.S. didn't move troops into position before fucking. I think realistically, Khomeini just died, or not Khomeini. But again, you look at.
Well, here's the question for you, though, sir. Here's the question for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't Khomeini's son living right across the street from the Israeli embassy in London?
I'm not 100% certain on that. I know Khomeini was good. Definitely.
Pretty sure.
I know Khomeini himself was directly tied to the Rothschilds when he was living in Paris from 65 to 79.
Are you in my brain hole, sir? That's kind of what I'm getting at. This seems like a Rothschild enterprise, right? Like, that's what I was getting at before. What is Iranistan? Right? Who is Iranistan?
I mean, just think about it this way, right? What was the Iranian Revolution? That they took all the American diplomats hostage, and then of course George Bush was behind that shit, and he held them until fucking like 1 minute or.
That old son of a bitch Jorge is always up to no good.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you had the perfect person before then. You had Richard Helms, the former CIA director, who was the ambassador to Iran. You know, before then, he got that job basically because Nixon couldn't like out and out kick him out because there was kind of like that mutually assured destruction between the two. Helms winds up being ambassador basically until like right before the Iranian Revolution. The Shah would have been better off as opposed to just expelling Khomeini, just having him killed, but he didn't, which means someone leaned on him to, have him killed.
Dude, have you ever read the Shah, My Answer to History, his actual book? If not, you need to. It's hilarious because fucking Kissinger and Nixon are visiting him personally. He goes into all the details how the Americans are completely fucking him over. He was trying to build nuclear plants. I mean, I'm not saying he's 100% accurate but they want us to believe like Mossadegh was a coup, and it's like, wait a minute, how the fuck does the Shah, who was there for 44, because he is the fucking Shah during the war, how the fuck does he coup someone when he has the ability to just kick him out of office? Like, get the fuck out of here. And Kermit Roosevelt ain't no shit. I mean, it's the only successful coup that the CIA ran in the 50s, really, and it's not even a coup. It's literally them just backing the existing royalty.
Well, don't forget Guatemala too.
Right.
Even though Guatemala was more psyop than anything else, but yeah, no, Operation Ajax, which was Roosevelt and it was British intelligence. Yeah, you get rid of someone who was like a democratically elected leader, but was kind of balking at, basically
the whole time the Shah had the ability to kick him out because he kicked the motherfucker out before him, and no one says that's a coup. Because the Shah was in place, so the Shah's dad, No, let me finish this real quick. So the Shah's dad was a military general during World War I, riding a horseback, kicking the fuck out of the Russians during the White Depression. Yeah. So then, in 1942, his dad resigned as the Shah, the original Shah. So then the Shah Pahlavi came into place, and he ran the country from 1942 till 1979. He was the Shah the entire fucking time, and he was the one who had the ability to say, "Yeah, the Mossadegh, you're gone. Fuck you." So like, it's still not a coup. Like when the whole fucking time the guy had the ability to kick anyone out he wanted. Right, because it's not like the British constitutional monarchy, right? He still had full authority.
No, I hear you, but again, like, so back to I'm trying, and I appreciate your thoughts there, sir. And again, these ideas of what is Iranistan there, who are these Persians? Well, there's a fella in the War of the Jews, old Josephus, not Bocephus, don't be confused with him, but old Josephus.
Yeah.
And he talks about this ancient Egyptian Persian dynasty family in the kingdom of Edessa. And this is another this is a second Jesus mentioned in the War of the Jews, in the fight there in the Holy Land, so to speak, there, you will. But
and like I say,
he's part of a different Persian royal family. That's what I'm saying. At some point in time, we're dealing with these feuding royal families of the Persian varieties, right?
And let's not forget that the oldest Jewish community in the world outside of Israel, but really it's the oldest Jewish community in the world, including Israel, because they just got there in 1947. But so the oldest Jewish community in the world is the massive Jewish community, which is in Iran, but they'll call it the diaspora, because they're not in their Holy Land. So I mean,
what kind of Jewish folks we talking? We're talking about the pre-rabbinical Judaism.
No. The old school rabbinic, the old school Hebrews that have been there since fucking 700 BCE and haven't.
And that's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm talking about. Old King Akbar the Great. There, I'll see your Cyrus the Great and raise you Akbar the Great.
Yeah,
he's of a ancient Egyptian Jewish, pre-rabbinical Judaism bloodlines, right, and royal family, so to speak, there of Akhenaten. So Akhenaten, King Tut would have been in his heritage, right, within that ancient, and they practiced a different kind of Judaism. It was more of a Zoroastrianism Judaism.
Yeah. And now let's go ahead. If we're gonna be doing this here,
let's do it. Here we go.
Let's go ahead. There's the Book of Esther, which is the Book of Ishtar, really, but the Book of Esther, right? If you analyze the Book of Esther, who was the Iranian king that she prostituted herself to? Do you have any guesses?
Was it Cyrus the Great?
No, his grandson, who was in the movie 300, Xerxes.
Cyrus the slightly less great.
No, Xerxes.
Oh, you said Xerxes? Oh, Xerxes. Okay.
Yeah. So the if you analyze the text and also take the Iranian literature, Xerxes would have been the one who was directly there when when they hung all the parliament members for I forget the story off the top of my head, but
it says here he was the son of Darius Rucker. Why are all these people named Darius the Great? Darius the Great, Xerxes the Great, Cyrus the Great. Too many greats, dude.
Well, that was
no humility, JJ. No humility.
Yeah, not at all in Wreckville. Not at all.
No, that was the direct lineage. So Cyrus the Great was given that name because he conquered the whole. So Darius was the son, and Xerxes was kind of like the fuck up.
Why do they got some subcontinent Asian words going on here with their languages?
So Sanskrit, I mean, there's arguments to be had. I'm not going to say I'm a philologist, but there's arguments to be had that Sanskrit is a derivative of Iranian language, the old Farsi.
Wow.
There's arguments to be had. I've read both ways.
Interesting, man.
I've read both ways.
Nice.
You know, I know the clip you're trying to play, but you know which one you need to get? Have you seen have you seen the clip of Gavin von Balswing? Where he's like, well, that's interesting. Well, I just find that interesting. I don't know why you're bringing up AIPAC now. Oh my God, there's one where someone brought up AIPAC to him, and he's like, well, I just find that interesting. I just find it interesting.
He doesn't think well on his feet, that Gavin von Balswing.
No, Balswing. I call him Ball Swing.
Gavin von Ballhammock.
Yeah. Gavin von
you said the AIPAC one? Oh, I see it.
Yeah. You got to play that one. It's just hilarious.
I think this is it.
I'm kind of confused. Simra saying they're calling me a zookeeper here, but I'm kind of confused on that because all these.
I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC. It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC. And interesting. You're the first to bring up AIPAC.
Interesting.
In yours, which is interesting.
Right.
Why I say
right.
Which is
not relevant to
dude.
My day-to-day.
He's like locked in on the word.
Which is just interesting. Listen, it's interesting you say that. AIPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less. Okay.
Did he say JPAC?
What's interesting?
Yeah.
It's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting quite openly and honestly. Hasn't been part of the day-to-day. Yeah, it's interesting. You're like,
what the guy just said. What's interesting about it? It's interesting.
It's interesting. Well, it's interesting. I don't think about AIPAC.
That's how it's interesting about it. It's interesting.
The state of California deserves a fucking Nimrod like Gavin Newsom because that guy, he is.
Oh, the Tower Baby.
He is a con man of the highest order, and he will never accept blame for anything. He is just pure psychotic. And yet people will vote for him because they're blinded, just like the same people who vote for Trump. I said, you just have your blinders on and just ignore they literally ran a poll saying 100% of MAGA approves of Trump's stance on Iran. And I'm like, I don't think you.
Joe Kent.
I think that's complete and utter horseshit. Yeah, it's nah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. Wait. Come on. Phil, I got to interrupt you. 100% agrees with this take now because they took Charlie Kirk out.
But honestly, I don't think without voter fraud, the Democrats and the Newsoms of California, the Dianne Feinsteins, the Nancy.
Don't forget about Adam. Don't forget about Adam shit and fucking.
That's right. Yes, sir. Like, you're definitely in my brain hole, sir. That's where I was going next. Was Ted Lieu, his buddy Adam Schiff, and their pal, the serial killer Ed Buck, who was on the California Electoral College, yet to be identified.
And he was tied to the Standard Hotel because in his apartment building directly attached to the Standard Hotel. But it was just kind of funny though because. The management of Standard Hotel, and you might want to bring this up, but the management of Standard Hotel died in a fucking helicopter crash exactly 2 years before COVID that both left out of John Wayne Airport.
Right. It was a very suspect situation.
Helicopter crashes and plane crashes are just, they're pretty common when it comes to political deaths. I was just saying to... I was
just thinking that too, actually, Phil. I was thinking that too because I was thinking of John Dusseldorf, Denver's plane crash.
No. What about the fucking what the fuck's his name in the 70s? The one who had his plane routed over fucking Russia and got shot down. The U.S. senator.
No,
not Powers. The YouTube, the senator that got shot down. He was involved with the. He was definitely.
I know you're
talking about.
Hal Boggs, who we just talked about.
Yeah,
This is a different. Was he on Korean Airlines? Was it a Korean Airlines flight?
And it got routed through Moscow airspace.
McDonald, yeah, there we go.
McDonald, yeah. KAL, what was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
But when I think
and he was investigating some weird shit with I think the MK Ultra and the church hearings, right? If I'm not mistaken, he was really open on the church hearings and really vocal, I think. And then he's on a plane that just gets redirected through Moscow or through Russian airspace.
Totally normal, dude.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think when it comes to anyone who's inconvenient, it's always good, playing. I mean, what was it? John Tower, who was the senator from Texas, who was on the church committee, because I think he was the one in the frame when they shoot the heart attack gun, and then was up for Secretary of Defense, and then his nomination got spiked because of a drinking problem and a womanizing problem. Him and John Hines, the late husband of Teresa Hines, who later on married John Kerry, died a day apart back in like 1991. One was a
Kerry of the Kerry Commission.
Yeah,
Kerry of the Kerry Commission. I'll get into that in a little bit, but
and how about even someone like years later, Ted Stevens, the senator who they brought charges against, dies in like a plane crash in some sort of Bermuda Triangle of Alaska, kind of like Hal Boggs and Nick Begich, or the fact that back in the 80s, early 90s, some people who worked for the Trump organization, and Trump was supposed to be on this helicopter on a trip to Atlantic City, their helicopter crashes in the waters. I think might have been in the Hudson. I mean, somewhere between New York and New Jersey.
Hey, it's always saved that.
Well,
it's always saved that.
JFK Jr. is still alive, so technically he didn't die in a plane crash.
He was supposed to be a lousy pilot too.
And then you can always talk about.
He's in the new miniseries about him. You haven't seen that? They got the pilot there, looks just like him.
I've heard about it, but after that shit book, I think I even told you about JJ. That shit book that came out about a year or so ago about Ask Not by Maureen Callahan of the Post, which was just a total, like, every man in the Kennedy family is either a sexual predator or this and that. Yeah. And that totally was going after JFK Jr. I said, yeah, none of them are perfect. But I said, when you start kind of pushing this line of this reckless nature and all this other crap, I said, JFK Jr., I think, was murdered, and I don't think he was, I don't think he was
like one of the seats is missing. Two other good plane crashes, right? That are not American related or helicopter crashes. Putin was taking out the top general who was going to fucking get him voted out in like 2008 in Georgia. I forget the name of that one, but that's an interesting to look into because he was one of the top generals.
Putin would never do anything like that, sir. Vladimir is not going to kill anybody.
No, but he's fucking Henry Kissinger's bitch. He's a Henry Kissinger butt boy. That's how he's become. He's in the picture with Ronald Reagan.
Do you remember when every Cold War spy for like 4 or 5 years stretch was dying in the UK? Every defected Cold War spy from the Soviet Union.
But real quick, I wanted to bring up another plane crash as I'm here on location in Iran. Watching the parliament just do their work. Let's not forget, I think it was like 2020, right at the start of COVID. Remember there was a Canadian, and it was a Ukrainian Airlines that was filled with Canadian and Ukrainian passengers that left Taiwan, and then it was on its way to Kiev, like it was before fucking.
You better pronounce that right, sir. They changed the name of that.
But remember that plane that got shot down, and then they blamed it on Tehran fucking shooting down planes in their own fucking airspace. So that's another one. But let's not forget, and I don't know if you'll be able to pull it up. I probably could, but I'm not the one.
Well, just one second, if I may interject on this Larry McDonald case, because it is one of the most strangest kind of these assassinations by airplane crash. Even more strange than the obvious murder of E. Howard Hunt's wife, Dorothy Hunt, when she goes down on that flight at Midway Airport in Chicago with the payoff money that was later released on the tape recordings we find out about from the Watergate tapes. We later find out that when she died, she had a bunch of cash on her from a payoff for her husband. And
Dorothy Hunt.
And to date, I don't know that anyone's really resolved much of that airplane crash. They all just write off as an accident, I think.
Yeah, no, I just love though up there. It's Soviet fighter plane shot down the unarmed civilian Boeing 747 airliner, which strayed into Russian airspace.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But so Soviet fighter jets murked the guy who's running the largest campaign against them in the United States. McDonald was one of the House's most strident critics of the Soviets. Dude, he introduced legislation to ban trade, all this trade ban with Cuba and Iranistan and whatnot. You figure they'd stop in the middle of the Cold War, you'd stop trade with your opponent, right? One would think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Putin is Henry Kissinger's bitch boy. That's why Vladimir Putin is in a picture with Ronald Reagan in Moscow.
It definitely seems like a United Nations, NATO, Nazi type kind of enterprise that they're a part of.
Yeah. Now, since I have brought this name up like 2-3 times, never
heard of him.
No, I'm going to share my screen here because, I kept telling you that we got to get into Lyndon LaRouche, right? But,
I was just talking to someone in LaRouche last night, actually. His intelligence reports there. He puts together some solid facts. But mention one more plane crash we get off before we go past plane crashes.
Yeah.
The day that my computer's just all jammed up at the moment. What are you doing? What are you doing, machine? I can't type anything. I just can't type. It's pretty. Let me show you the screen it's bringing up. It's fucked up. I don't know, dude. I've never even seen this screen before, dude. I'm not making this up. All I'm getting is code. I open up a new tab. I start typing like it's a weird page of code, dude.
Hey. When Elias,
I don't have a 109 tabs on the machine. It says.
When Elias brought up, but maybe you should have been fucking look up Blair McDonald. But when Elias brought up, let's not forget it. There's a good reason to suspect that might be all tied to Little St. James.
Oh, that's interesting. I have a clip for that.
There he is.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
All right, it's a regular hot dog cart in here, huh? All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it. That's a nice looking man.
Back the fuck up, Antonio! Magic!
My apologies. $5 to touch it while I touch my toes, $6 to touch it while I touch your toe. Oh, hey, Jen. How are ya? Todd. And Fink. Hey, looking good, Finky.
You too, Barry.
Hey, look, fellas, I wish I could give you a deal here, but my pimp's a real ball ache. You know what I mean? So it's $10 for a BJ, $12 for an HJ, $15 for a ZJ.
What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
There he is.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
All right, it's a regular hot dog cart in here, huh? All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it. That's a nice looking man.
Back the fuck up, Antonio! Magic!
My apologies. $5 to touch it while I touch my toes, $6 to touch it while I touch your toe. Oh, hey, Jen. How are ya? Todd. And Fink. Hey, looking good, Pinky.
You too, Barry.
Hey, look, fellas, I wish I could give you a deal here, but my pimp's a real ball ache. You know what I mean? So it's $10 for a BJ, $12 for an HJ, $15 for a ZJ.
What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
There he is.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
All right, it's a regular hot dog cart in here, huh? All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it.
It's not so nice looking, man.
Back the fuck up, Antonio! My dick!
My apologies. $5 to touch it while I touch my toes, $6 to touch it while I touch your toe. Oh, hey, Jen. How are ya? Todd. And Fink. You're looking good, Finky.
You too, Barry.
Hey, look, fellas, I wish I could give you a deal here, but my pimp's a real ball ache. You know what I mean? So it's $10 for a BJ, $12 for an HJ, $15 for a ZJ.
What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
There he is.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God, what happened to him?
All right, it's a regular hot dog cart in here, huh? All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it.
It's not so nice looking, man.
Back the fuck up, Antonio! My dick!
My apologies. $5 to touch it while I touch my toes, $6 to touch it while I touch your toe. Oh, hey, Jen. How are ya? Todd. And Fink. You're looking good, Finky.
You too, Barry.
Hey, look, fellas, I wish I could give you a deal here, but my pimp's a real ball ache. You know what I mean? So it's $10 for a BJ, $12 for an HJ, $15 for a ZJ.
What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
In my back? In my back?
Yeah.
Kinda. My entire system, after all the weird Matrix code thing that popped off there, my entire system shut down. Then it wanted to do some updates when I clicked it back on. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Now I don't have a camera working, but at least we're back. At least I'm kind of.
Hey, I told you not to bring up that Larry McDonald shit. No, I have no right? Topic up anyways.
What the hell's a ZJ? That's what I want to know.
Right? Yeah. You got to ask, sir. You can't afford it. All right. If you notice, that's Isaac Cappy there in that clip.
Shit. I definitely saw him. I saw his name. There was a movie. It was weird. So, like, one of the channels I get is like one of the Stars Encore channels, and there was some weird movie with what the hell's his name? Simon Baker, the guy who was the Mentalist, and it was some weird thing where I think it involved like assassins and like a Mexican kind of. I think it was one of the things we talked about on Wednesday, like one of the like the cartels, but also like a mind control sort of thing or whatnot, like like religious group or something. And
like
Isaac Cappy
type of situation.
Yeah, Isaac Cappy was a part of that production.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I remember actually one of the people who I told was Cheney from Cheney in Wonderland, Project Cheney, about that, because she's all over that Isaac Cappy stuff. But I was like, yeah, that was weird, because that was a very random. Just passed it, on TV one night, and then I was like, oh crap, literally just looking it up. I'm like, there's only one Isaac Cappy as far as I know.
This is all my computer was doing there. I reopened up all my tabs I had opened, Every tab I would open would just give me this code. I'm like, what is happening right now, dude?
It's the ghost of Ted Gunderson.
Right? I was like, everything I clicked brought me a different screen of different codes. I'm like, stop it, machine, stop it.
Hey, I'll take credit. Maybe I'm bringing some topics that are too hard for the fucking alphabet.
Right? RR channel narked us out again, that Muppet.
The next one I was gonna. The next one I wanted to bring up though was the Kissinger. So remember, I told you before that Kissinger openly admitted to the fact that he was a British agent, right? So I was sharing that with you. I don't know if you still have it, but so it was in May 10th of 1982, and in the Executive Intelligence Review that Lyndon LaRouche, they actually have the fucking quote or the speech from that. Where he admits to be a British agent in a fucking person at the Royal Institute of International Affairs, which of course is the father of the Council on Foreign Religion or Foreign Relations, not religions.
That's a difference.
Yeah. You're not far off. You're pretty anyway.
So that was I think it's kind of.
Oh, my bad. You want me to bring this up, dude? I can't even see shit right now.
You can't bring it up.
Lyndon LaRouche report right there.
Yeah, no, that report they do. Let's see if I can find it here real quick.
So what was Lyndon LaRouche's intersection with the Iran-Contra stuff in your understanding, Phil? Because he had associations and accusations in and around Oliver Ollie North. About to call him Oliver Stone.
I got that open too.
Well, I mean, they published, what was it? Linda Roosh, the Executive Intelligence Review, published Dope Inc., which was what was the subtitle, the book that drove Kissinger crazy, which, kind of exposed Britain's long role in regards to the drug trade, the East India Company and all that. But
sure.
I know in terms of LaRouche or his organization, there's a connection with Danny Casolaro's investigation into the octopus, that he had a connection there. The guy's name was like Jeff Steinberg, something like that.
That sounds interesting, man.
And it's funny enough with LaRouche, he became someone who he was a presidential candidate at one point, winds up in jail for, I think,
for the Libertarian Party, right? Wasn't it?
No, Democrat.
Libertarian.
Democrat originally.
I just know at one point he wound up becoming like a soundbite on The Simpsons. Like at one point with how you get someone motivated, and Grandpa Simpson's like, that's how they got me to voting for Lyndon LaRouche.
I learned about him from So I Married an Axe Murderer. We were talking about his mom. Your dad spitting all that Lyndon LaRouche garbage again.
Hey, if you bring up the other one that I'm sharing now, so this is actually an entire executive review, and I just put in the private chat if you want to share with the group.
This is a Lyndon LaRouche sex tape. I'm gonna be very upset, Jonah.
No, it's a publication here, so just like this one here alone on this page. So I just look for the word executive order, and
there you go.
Everyone talks about how a lot of people on the right will talk about like the Iran-Contra shit, and because LaRouche is, a lot of people consider him a communist, but he believes in God, so I don't know how he's a communist. But
I don't think he was a communist.
But so he goes through, even if you see where that little highlight is there, and again, I shared the link with you, so you can share with everyone that they can get the article itself.
Yeah.
But this entire executive intelligence review is all about the crack, George Bush crack kingpin. And it goes on how George Bush, as the vice president, pretty much took over. Yeah, so he took over the entire, and it's right there. And so that highlight section is Executive Order 12333, designed to unleash U.S. intelligence agencies from the restrictions of the 1970s Executive Order 1233. So that's one where George Bush took over. Then another one, January 12, 1982, National Security Decision Directive number 2 was issued, which formalized the National Security Council.
On that on your end? Because I can't zoom in on my end with it. Yeah, just a little bit. Because I mean, I know LaRouche was involved in outing a lot of these stuff around Iran-Contra.
I mean,
and the process church, at the very same time. And what I think it boils down to is what we're talking about is this Kissinger British invasion intersection, if you will.
Well, the other thing about the Roosh, I mean, to me, it is, on the other side, you notice he's mentioning Attorney General Edwin Meese too.
Sounds like a French son of a bitch, if you ask me, sir. I don't trust him. We call him cream fries around here.
And Jonah, one of the things we were talking about with American Made a couple nights ago, I had mentioned was that Bush,
but I fell asleep.
Bush was a part of, had been appointed to the South Florida Drug Task Force.
Yeah.
In the early 80s. So.
In this one, if I scroll down, I'm sure I know they bring it up. They actually go through and see, like, now this is NSD2, NSDD3, which is the crisis management. So that's the George Bush takeover of intelligence secret operations or special situation.
And these programs have evolved since then. This was the, if I may say, this was the introduction to these kind of secret government enterprises through FEMA and stuff. But now we have Homeland Security presidential directives that are worse than executive actions and are worse in a secret government format than what we see here because most HSPDs are all still classified.
Yeah. This picture here, right? Good old Kissinger, the British agent, you know, with Oliver North.
Bob Cocaine Evans, buddy, would never do that, sir. Not Henry Kissinger.
And Oliver North, eventual best-selling author and consultant to the Americans.
Is the pinnacle of ethical and moral compass, sir. He's a man of high honor.
And then he married his former secretary, Fawn Hall, last year.
Well, he wouldn't get Muppet doesn't marry their own secretary. You know what I mean? You got to qualify for Muppet retirement to marry your own secretary.
I mean, she should have been given hazard pay for when she hid documents basically in her skirt. As she was
Scooter Libby before Scooter Libby, didn't she?
Yeah, well, her mom was a secretary to McFarlane, who was the national security advisor. So, like, it was in the family. And then
that makes
crazy
sense.
thing was,
that makes sense.
Fawn Hall later on goes, after she had her moment of fame, she winds up marrying a guy named Danny Sugarman, who was the one-time teenage manager of the Doors, who winds up getting her hooked on.
I was about to say, I know that name. I know Sugarman's.
And gets hooked on cocaine, and then years later, she gets clean and everything. She reconnects with North at North's wife's funeral. And then within a year, they're married. You know,
all above board, sir. It's all above board. I think it's hilarious, the meme rolling around. This man shows two pictures of Oliver North. This man used to sell missiles to Iran. This man says he doesn't want to give missiles to Iran. It's just an older picture of Oliver North in the younger picture.
You know, it's kind of funny though too. Is you know, as we're talking about kind of these hangouts or these intelligence, you know, another book that I went into again too, you know, I was talking about Hannibal Directive, but I went in because this ties into the whole fucking Iran-Contra, but the Samson option, right? So
is that like the Hannibal Directive, dude? Because I'm still with Hannibal Directive.
To a degree.
Yeah, Samson option goes back to 77 when they lost the Israel homeland to the Romans. So now their plan with the parliament is if they're ever an existential threat of losing the homeland, they just go full nuclear. But,
right. They let you have like small nuclear devices buried in their embassies across every country in the world or some shit.
Demoralize no, Seymour Hersh goes into the whole thing. Now I'm gonna get into this real quick too, because this is gonna be fun because I'm gonna tie into the Epstein shit too, because you know, it's always fun with you know, when you like start looking at how these things all fucking stick together, like the fucking Playboy magazine when you're like 10 years old, you know what I mean, 12 years old, right? But they all just stick together, and you can't separate them. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there, ladies, maybe not. But anyway, so So now with the I gotta say too, I'm really coming to the conclusion that I think like Robert Maxwell is the archetype of Bill Cooper. The former intelligence starts the media, both get murked on November 5th. So that's kind of
right.
2001, November 5th, 2001.
That's kind of weird.
November 5th, 1991, 10 years apart. And so the reason I'm bringing that up is Seymour Hersh is pretty much responsible for the elimination of Robert Maxwell because October 23rd, they read that into the British Parliament. In the book, it does talk about British foreign agents within British editorial staff. And Robert Maxwell decided that he was going to go ahead and do a libel suit, and he ended up dead with it.
Yeah, but he was under so much beef at the time, right? Because they had just found out all the pension money they'd stole, right? Like $400 or $500 million.
His empire was crumbling. So the story goes that he reached out to the Mossad, or at least the Israeli government, and they basically told him, we're not helping you. I do find it funny, as we're talking Seymour Hersh, just in relativity towards that, one of the other people, one of the other big people that Hersh exposed? Jim Angleton.
No shit, okay.
And the head of the Israeli desk.
But
one of the other people that just, Israel, in addition to Maxwell, they honored Angleton too.
Yeah, he's actually buried in. So I brought that up because they already been in Menashe. We brought that up on a previous episode, right? Jay, I think Phil was here. That he's buried within on the Mount Olives. Robert Maxwell.
Ben Menashe is an Iranian Jew.
Is he now? He was in Montreal about a month ago or some shit.
But he's Iranian. He was born in Tehran. His book was good. I actually tried to get a hold of him. For an interview about a year or so ago, but didn't work out. But Menashe, they tried to screw. Ari Ben Menashe.
He's a former IDF turned whistleblower. He was
Canadian. He's a Canuck, eh?
He's the prophets.
He says he was. Yeah, he says he was used in 8200, and then I think he was Talpiot.
Is that their like IT intel department, like their NSA?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Talpiot's the really high one. The 8200 is like kind of the starting one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like the low levels.
Yeah, it was weird. I was thinking
so he's
earlier,
from Tehran.
Yeah, born in Tehran.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of Israel's prime minister.
That's interesting, man. It's interesting because it's interesting.
He was charged in New York. His trial was in New York, and he was he was disavowed, but he was acquitted. And he had a lot of information. He was basically talking about the fact that Israel played both sides.
I see some names here that I recognize.
Yep. Yeah, Secord, the good general, and Albert Hakim. That was what was it? Lake Resources.
He goes into the whole training of the Mujahideen too, which ties into Bo Gritz, because Bo Gritz had videos of him training over there, right? So again, too, it's kind of funny that all these same places, could just kind of keep coming up with all the same people.
I was in South Korea in 2003. I had nothing to do with this man's death.
I remember when he died, because that popped up. It said like Iran Contra conspirator or something like that.
Yeah,
nothing beats a good headline.
Right, I was about to say they get a lot of mileage out of that headline, right?
Wait. Yeah. Before we get to the Iran Contra, now, Phil, I brought this up with JJ before, but I don't think you're here. Do you know who was the non-official cover that was manager at Bell Helicopters in Tehran in 1979?
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah, I brought up with.
Bell Helicopters, 1979.
Yeah.
No, give it to me. Give it to me.
Peter Strzok Sr.
Peter Strzok?
Senior.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who was also beneath it. No, but it's even better because I did this last time. I think it was on Friday. So I also brought this. I brought the article that he's literally in Racine, Wisconsin, and he's like doing an article about how like, oh yeah, no, Iran's a great place, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, he's fucking over there destroying it. But then he goes from Bell Helicopter managing partner. No, the senior though, not the junior, but so
yeah. This is who's the daddy? What does he do? Well, his dad does a lot of hood rat shit.
His next career after Bell Helicopters, he becomes a Christian, Catholic food distribution in Ethiopia in 1983.
Stop that shit.
That's why I said that in a non-official cover, right?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems that he spent most of his childhood all over in these Middle Eastern countries.
There you go, right? Catholic relief services, and his brother too. His brother. So
well, look at this though. His father was lieutenant colonel in Vietnam. He worked for the Military Assistance Command of Vietnam for Bill Colby.
And if we're talking Bell Helicopter, Michael Payne, who's connected with
that's old
Oswald.
Walter Dornberger, he was part of that first round draft of the Nazis.
Well, the other fun one is
the inventor of the Bell Helicopter, right?
The other fun one though too is so Peter Strzok's Senior has a brother, right? I forget the name, but his brother is also a missionary that's in Africa at the same time that Barack Obama or Barry Sartoro is doing his like his senior class trip where he's backpacking through Africa, right? So then they can put them both like within like fucking 10 miles of each other. Peter Strzok's older brother. Senior's brother. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. Father James Strzok, Jesuit priest.
Yeah, so like people who have dug into this can put him and Barry Sartoro in the same African country and during his college days. Like literally within 10 miles of each other.
That's fucking interesting. Man.
Well, you know they had to, when it came to the whole thing with Obama, they had to cut that shit off and make it comical. You know, like the whole thing with Trump and all that stuff. Because if you dug deep enough and you went to his mom, Ann Dunham, and if you started backtracking
her name's Stanley because she has a cock.
But if you get into the whole thing with Obama and when he gave up his citizenship when he was in Indonesia, like you're gonna miss. They don't want you going into that. So instead, it just becomes the Nigeria thing. And
they don't want you knowing the CIA did a genocide in 1962 through 65.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way the family jewels, like we were just talking about that a few nights ago. The family jewels was a limited hangout. Like you're not meant to get to the heart of the matter. You're meant to get the salacious. You're meant to get a couple of assassination plots.
Did you see the one really popular clip from Joe Kent, right? When Tucker was asking him this week about, I've only seen a couple clips just scrolling. Mm-hmm. But Tucker was asking him about like the Thomas Crooks and all this. He's like, no, that's part of the thing is that they don't release the information because then the people online come up with the craziest stories. So anyone who does hit on the real story won't actually be taken seriously. And Joe Kent literally just said that. But I mean, for guys like us, we all know that, right? But no, I mean, let's go into it now again, too, going back to, since I'm here in Iran at the parliament, just watching Ahmadinejad, he actually...
Ahmadinejad, dude? He's the devil. Remember that propaganda campaign? He's the devil.
He's the only one that, he was the only one that isn't fucking run by the Masons over there, right, if you ask me. But,
before we move off of Peter Strzok, he graduated in Georgetown University in 1991.
And
he graduated Georgetown University in 1992, sir. Either one of you, sirs. I got a hint for you.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Well, the only difference between crack cocaine and cocaine is sodium bicarbonate and water and heat. Literally, that's it.
And those things are pretty much free if you go to like a science store.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Support your local science store, folks.
I was going to guess, because if you go into the Hunter Biden emails, there's Tucker Carlson is literally reaching out to fucking Hunter Biden.
Yeah. They were neighbors for many years there in D.C.
He was reaching out to him personally to get his son in a fucking alumni letter.
Yep. No, they live literally next door to each other for many years. They're about 12 years, I believe.
Yeah. But again, I just wanted to go back to this whole Kermit Roosevelt thing. You know, if you compare the alleged mythos of the Kermit Roosevelt Mossadegh fucking coup, and then you see like the real attempt at a coup with like fucking Sukarno and Suharto. Like, I mean, come on.
I thought you were going to say Grenada was the real attempt at a coup.
No, you tell me these fucks can overthrow Iran in fucking 53, but in 62 they can't fucking overthrow Indonesia. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
You can't overthrow Indonesia, and you also can't overthrow Castro. You know, like if they really wanted to do it,
tiny ass island where we have a base, right? We have a military base on the island of Cuba. We still can't defeat the island of Cuba. When you're saying they can't defeat somebody, the first thing that comes to my brain hole is, well, where's the money at? Because it's whatever's most profitable, right?
But wait, you mean you don't have enough Marines to fucking outpopulate the entire fucking island?
Right, exactly. You can't bring in one naval vessel and just sweep the entire island in a couple of hours.
You know what? We should have sent Corn Pop. That probably would have been the way to go. You know,
right. He was a bad dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole quote too is fucking weird, because like basically Corn Pop was a bad dude and he was fucking children. Is basically what Joe Biden's saying.
That's 100%. Dude, he's talking about small children rubbing his hairy legs moments before he makes the corn.
And let's not forget, Joe Biden's great granddaddy is buried in India. He was a member. He was a fucking captain of the East India Trading Company. But then when they realized he got into office, and Modi, which is kind of funny too, because you can actually go back in the 90s. I've done this before. You go back in the 90s. He's talking about it that he knows he's over there. But then once he's president, Modi's coming over like, oh, we found a George Biden buried in it's one of those shithole fucking Indian cities. Like they all are, but it's up
Kashmir?
in the north.
Is he buried in the tomb they think is Jesus in Kashmir?
It starts with an R, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of the name, but no. So George Biden.
Kashmir?
No, but George Biden was a captain for the East India Trading Companies, and then they try to play it off like, oh, he's just working class Joe. Get the fuck out of here.
So I was thinking of when I was thinking of the Bell helicopter, I was thinking of Arthur Young, but we can go back to that real fast.
Yeah.
This dude was a major occultist, right? Like he was he's the guy who invents the Bell helicopter, right? But he's a major occultist as well, right?
Yeah. And what is it? Oh, Princeton. There you go. Yep. No, I was thinking.
Oh yeah, and he marries Ruth Forbes Payne Young, is that her name?
Weren't they part of the Nine? Is Peter Levine?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because that's Michael Payne's mother right here. That's her new husband. But Michael Payne's father was this guy, Lyman Payne.
Love the hair.
Another one, an Episcopal priest and a Christian socialist.
Yes, he's the son of Robert Treat Payne, which I don't know where those fall into. Is there an actor named Robert Treat Payne in it, something like that?
It was Treat Williams.
Oh, Treat Williams. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. He's a descendant of Hugh Payne's. All right, well, there you go. The French chapter, perhaps. Oh, here we go. I'm thinking of Robert Treat Payne, the signer of the Declaration. I mashed together the actor Treat Williams and the signatory of the Declaration of Independence.
but my question is,
smoke another asshole.
But my question is, the Ayatollah Khomeini, is he part of the Society of Cincinnati after all his time in fucking France?
He might be, dude. He might be. Maybe that's his gay one-legged son. Who's the guy in charge now? Not his son. Who's the guy in charge now?
Oh, no. The dude in charge said, the dude in charge on March 13 went on Twitter and said, yo, the Epstein network's going to go ahead and commit a false flag. and then they bombed him 2 days later for fucking running his mouth on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's
fingered
It was offsaw or offsaw or something like that.
By the Epstein network, do you mean that 6-fingered son of a bitch from Philadelphia that's over there in the Middle East? May or may not be alive.
All he said on Twitter was he said the Epstein network is playing he said I forget the exact quote, but it's something like the Epstein network is playing a false flag to ramp up operations on Iran.
Well, on the other side of this matter than Iran is the Israel situation, the Rothschild enterprise, and you got Benjamin Netanyahu, not his birth name, who's from one point in time went to high school, I believe, in Philadelphia suburbs, Philadelphia suburbs.
But which Israeli prime minister was actually born in Israel?
Which Israeli prime minister didn't go to high school in the Philadelphia suburbs? Is my question at this point in time.
I mean, there was the stand down order, but that's the Hannibal directive. I mean, I sent you that article too.
Well, and that was what that's in regards to the 7-hour delay to respond to the guys in go-karts parachuting into the outdoor rave. Is that what we're talking about here?
Too, because like you get all these North Americans, Canadians, like I hear it all the time. They're like, "Well, that's not." I'm like, just go to fucking Israel papers, Haaretz, the Times of Israel. They fucking admit to it, but here in Canada, CBC, which is run by our state. You get that CBC by Barry Weiss and all this. They refuse to acknowledge this, but all the Israeli media has acknowledged it. And I sent you the article earlier.
So where do you think somebody like this Ben Menashe character where does he intersect with like Jeffrey Epstein, you think?
Not at all. So Ben Menashe, he was basically
he was calling out Robert Maxwell. There's like at least some intersection there, right?
Well, he was forced into service, right? I'll let Phil jump in because he probably remembers better than me.
Well, no, just remember. So, Prophets of War, his memoir was written, I think it was like 91, 92. So it was right around the time the trial and the acquittal that he dealt with for selling. I think it was selling airplanes. He was like brokering the sale of planes, and then at some point the freaking Israelis disavowed him. He was privy to the promised software sale. So, which Maxwell was involved with, and Rafi Eitan, which it cracks me the fuck up that there's two guys in the Mossad named Rafi Eitan. One was Unit 8200, and the other one I think was involved in the capture of Eichmann.
Really? Okay. And how do you spell this name?
It's Eitan. And it's Rafi, Rafi Eitan.
Rafi Eitan.
Both of them are legends. But yeah, one was Unit 8200. But yeah, Ben Menashe was, he was privy to the stuff with Maxwell. And, he references that. But it's kind of like what he references in Prophets of War is kind of like the fact that Israel does play both sides, in a lot of things, and might have even worked against the Americans in Iran-Contra, might have exposed certain aspects of Iran-Contra. But I know he was, I don't know if he was I think he probably could have exposed stuff about Maxwell. Now, again, the whole thing with Epstein, there's a whole thing with him and Wexner with Southern Air Transport. Southern Air Transport was the CIA's proprietary airline.
Sure.
At one point, that was definitely Iran-Contra involved.
And there was SECCO, right? So there was SECCO as far as the airlines too. That's one that LaRouche gets into.
SECCO was Secord, I think. I think SECCO was Secord. But yeah, that was which I didn't know. I was looking up Secord. I didn't know he died a couple of years ago too.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that there's two different fellas by the name of Rafi Eitan are both in Mossad, and are they not related?
Wait. In November 1946, the killing of 2 Templars.
I saw that. Yeah, I was going to get back to that in a second. Yeah. The German Templar community. I don't know who these folks are.
Second Coming of Jesus. The movie was founded by.
I mean, it's a radical pious group that emerged in Germany during the mid-19th century.
I love how it says for the medieval chivalric order.
Wait, the
rebuilding. Yeah, okay, which is
the rebuilding of the temple. So again, that breaks in Donald Trump and Cyrus the Great, the temple coin.
Yeah, the Second Coming of Jesus. Yeah, I've seen it right there. Yeah.
And no. So too is so what a lot of people will say again too. I say fuck both sides. I'm not I'll talk shit on the Muslims just as much as the Jews in this one. But I mean, at least
their Templar is a different Templar.
Yeah, but
theirs is more in direct line of building the temple. It seems, in which every person in the community is seen as a temple in which God's spirit dwells.
No,
building a temple as your body, kind of deal, like the Mormons do.
Okay. What I was gonna say is that as far as this though too, a lot of people are pushing. They're definitely not Freemasons. That's not an Iowa province laid out on their floor and ceiling or floor and walls, right? So they say the Shias are.
Are you allowed to be there, sir? Are you violating any laws? Are you trespassing right now?
No, King Cyrus, Cyrus the Great was the king of the Aryan of all Aryans and all that shit on this.
Just tell him that's your uncle. Say it's Cyrus the Great's my uncle, dude. It's cool. I work here part time.
But anyways, so what I was gonna get into, everyone wants to point out that the Shias are like this radical cult because they want to bring their 12th Imam back, right? But then at the same time, it's like you have the Israelis that want to bring back the third temple so they can bring back their Mashiach or whatever, or then you get the Christians and this who think that Jesus is coming back, right? They all have the same end times fucking what is it? I want to fucking talk about like the fish eating, but I forget the name of it. Eschatology, or that's what eschatology.
I think what you're trying to say is, isn't it weird that there's two guys named Rafi, whatever his name was, in the Mossad, and there's two minor league baseball pitchers named Brady Feigl, and they look almost identical to one another. Dude, look at this, dude. You can't tell me you wouldn't see the same. They're both named Brady Feigl, dude. The case of two Brady Feigls. We got a real Feigl situation going on here.
I'm just going to point out that there's a story that I didn't really catch, but I was at work today and the other guy was listening to the radio, so I only caught part of it. But I think there's in Quebec, they don't have any fucking limit on sperm donations. So this dude has like fucking over 2,000 fucking deposits in Quebec. They're talking about it. So I mean, hey, that just looks like two fucking sperm donors, you know? But
that's what I'm saying, dude. This is an abridged version. This is not the official version here, but this is a good point in time. I got completely sidetracked. Who was your daddy? What does he do? Who are these gentlemen's daddy? What did he do? Both of these guys named Brady Feigl.
Jeffrey Epstein. They're both from Missouri Ranch.
Right, dude. Well, you start thinking about breeding programs, dude. How else do you get two ginger Muppets looking the same? I think they both pitch left-handed. I mean, I don't know. I feel like
they both kind of look Scythian or Iranian. Just pointing that out. But
they're both 6 foot. They're both 6'4", 4 inches tall. They both have red hair. They both wear glasses.
Yeah, that sounds
like brothers. They have the same name, Brady Feigl. One guy got transferred to another minor league baseball team, and then a couple guys on that team, they thought they knew him. They're like, "Oh, hey, Feigl, what's up?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Well, is your name Brady Feigl?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't know you guys though." And they're like, "What the fuck? We played baseball with you, Feigl."
I mean, those breeding programs aren't that great because 32 and 27, neither one's in the major league. So I mean, they're not the best yet. They're still
they're not. No, they're not major league.
I'm the grinder, right? Oh wait, no grinder.
No, as a pitcher in this day and age, dude, if you're 27 as a pitcher, you haven't made the league, you might as well hang it up.
Wow. Long Island Ducks. Oh wow.
I was noticing the Las Vegas.
Yeah, you can go see Brady Feigl live and in person there. I don't think he's out there.
I've seen the Ducks. I might have. Truth be told,
you might have seen the Feigl.
Yeah.
But the Las Vegas Aviators, that brings to mind fucking to me. Now let's just talk about what's going on in the media today. You got the Las Vegas Aviators. That makes me think of Bigelow in Las Vegas, Area 51, and then
that's getting big again. That's getting Bigelow again, isn't it? Real Bigelow.
The rape you at the pump Trump, rape you at the pump Trump, and is what was the website that they registered this week?
Aliens.gov.
Aliens.gov, right?
Yeah. No, I like that clearly comes across as like a blue beam, but I just want to see them just rug pulling. It's aliens.gov, and then what they're doing is they're calling all the Somalians in fucking mass deportation. That'd be a fucking rug pull that would be worth watching.
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen, dude. Because that's a classic kind of Trump maneuver right there. Get everyone spun up about something, throw them a little curveball, where this was all going to be about illegal immigration stuff.
Yeah,
he is just another version of a P.T. Barnum, except a little bit more low rent. He is kind of like, even though he was Atlantic City for a good portion of his career in New York City, he is like Jay Sarno, the guy who created Circus Circus. It's the high wire act to get you distracted while you're to distract the wife and kids while you're dropping the house payment at the craps table. He's all about the distraction. That's all he's ever done. Everybody, when it comes to Trump, everybody's like, oh, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, you loved him when he was on The Apprentice. You loved him when he said, you fired. And meanwhile, I'm like, first of all, who was the producer of that? Mark Burnett, the guy who brought Survivor and all this other crap here, this sort of like Darwin game shows where it's like, lie, cheat, steal. Where do you get people like Omarosa and all these other shitbags? I said,
that's basically a good way to look at it that Darwin introduced. Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it, sir.
Let's not forget. He was the one. He was the the greatest person to profit from the bankers, the Rothschild network bankrupting the city of New York. He was the single person to fucking profit off that the most. And everyone's like, and it's like, no, this motherfucker's been a puppet of the fucking bankers since 1975 when they crashed the entire economy of New York City, which was the background and the fucking basis of Taxi Driver. If you want to talk about like the slums, etc., and that was Donald Trump.
Yeah, that was right around the time.
I can't believe they're letting you say these things in the Iranian parliament.
Again, you're American. I know, like your algorithms are kind of. America is the land of free speech, but you're the most propagandized fucking nation in the world, and you don't realize it. But
100%, dude, 100%.
I'm not saying you. I'm talking about the general population. Do you know what the Iranians call Donald Trump?
No, you can talk to most Americans and try to tell them they're propagandized, and they're going to think you're a fucking Looney Tune.
But do you know what the Iranians call them in their parliament and in their tweets and everything? The Island Man. Talking about Dempsey's Island. So literally, that's their name for him now, Island Man. And then every time they're like, there's literally members of Iran's parliament and shit just on Twitter like, yeah, no, your government eats children.
Yeah, they do like to chant America is Satan and shit like that over there, don't they?
In
that room you're showing.
Yeah, that's the funny thing though too, because let's be honest, you can say the same about the Zionists in Israel, right? And it's literally like comic depictions of like the worst of each. But while we're talking about Iran too, I want to jump into so everyone wants to talk about Shia, right? But if we go, even if we look at it, the Wahhabis are the ones who are doing all the terrorists, the Saudis, etc. They might have been all 19 passengers, just saying.
Aren't they ethnically from East? Aren't they ethnically Jewish from Eastern Turkey regions? These Wahhabi Sauds.
That's kind of what I was going to get into. But so if you, so it's a memoir from a British spy from the 1700s. It's called Confessions of British Spy. I forget the name of the author. And then, of course, it's been completely debunked like all these other books, right? So that means it's 100% accurate. but it's completely debunked. But so it's the British handler who actually so it's actually the autobiography of the British handler of Ibn bin Wahhabi, who started the entire Wahhabi sect.
Right. So is that more Rothschildisms?
It might be pre-Rothschild in England.
Pre-Rothschilds.
Yeah,
so more of that post-Rothschilds.
I mean, it would have been Rothschild in, I think if I'm doing the math right in my head, it would have been Meyer Amschel still in Frankfurt, but prior to Nathaniel actually taking off in London.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, now we're talking about who's all these people's daddies and what do they do. Time for my favorite moment here before we bring this thing in for some, towards the ending of our program this evening. Who was your daddy? What does he do?
You tell me. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I'd like to reiterate, I am not the vice president. I repeat, not the vice president, but I'm absolutely tired of seeing that meme roll around. J.D. Vance is not the son of Michael Aquino. That's his actual father, Big Don Bowman there, Donald Bowman. And that's
but he's got
exactly like his daddy.
He's got the opiate fucking mother that, yeah. And
she's a Vance, sir. How dare you, sir? That's my kinfolk. She's a Vance.
And then the other thing that's hilarious about the whole JD Vance thing is all these fucking Trump tards want to fucking just get bukkake by fucking Peter Thiel, Trump, fucking Ben Shapiro, etc. But they'll talk shit on Yale, Skull and Bones, but where the fuck did the J.D. Vance get his law degree? Like, get the fuck out of here. Take 2 seconds of recognition.
Well, he's been up to some Muppetries, obviously, it seems in hindsight. But it's interesting because it's interesting, and that's why it's interesting. But
does JD get 2 jobs? That's all I want to know.
There seems to be an organized effort to perpetrate some ideas and memes across the interwebs right now, and we see all the Bigelow, fucking Nids, fucking hitchhiking poltergeist nonsense out of Skinwalker Ranch. All of that is being well financed and rehashed right now for some purpose.
I don't know if it's just the confusion, or I think that these people are so fucked up and so far behind plans that they're just throwing everything and none of them are sticking because they have to at least work one for like a week, and it's kind of funny.
They even rolled out that asshole from just down the road from he was stationed here, that Robert Salas guy. It's in every UFO documentary. He's operating in around these aviary fuckers around the To the Stars Academy Muppets. He's the guy who was an Air Force officer back in the late 60s. He's like, these UFOs flew over Malmstrom Air Force Base and shut down all the nuclear missiles. Well, first of all, nuclear missiles are fake. It's fucking Nazi dick statue rituals nonsense.
No.
Magical fucking fuel.
I'm telling you, that's why the Israelis bombed us. We had them, but now we don't have them. That's Iran.
Well, that's me. They play all these ideas. We got suitcase nukes, dude. We got robot nukes. Dude. We got so many nukes.
What else that I find funny though too, having gone back to the Samson option, which I never clued in until just recently. All this talk about the desalination plants, and they're all blowing up desalination plants. So the technology is nuclear desalination. So it's nuclear technology. So I didn't even clue on that, but that's the other thing that I was going to get into. So the whole thing is, Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, except Israel blew it up.
It's ancient Babylon, sir.
No. If you go into the Samson option at the start of the book, Iraq blew up the weapons of mass destruction in the '81. They ran fucking the F-16s that they bought off Jimmy Carter and weren't supposed to use for offensive. They actually bombed the shit out of Iraq, and that's one of the first things that Seymour Hersh goes into.
Where's the yellow cake uranium playing to this, sir? I'm pretty hungry.
Why did it have to be called yellow cake? That's all I want to know.
I know, what a horrible name for uranium, right? Every time I heard that for like 2 years there in the mid-aughts, I was like, get a new name. All I want is fucking cake right now. Quit saying yellow cake uranium.
Officer Yellow Lemon Pound Cake.
Oh, dude, I love every bit of the Afro Man case, dude, in that song. Yeah. The Muppets that came in to sweep for the Muppets that were suing Afro Man, those were the same Muppets that tried to arrest me numerous times. Claremont County detectives.
Yeah, no, that fucking that whole thing was just fucking hilarious. I mean, I will be an honest observer of the trial. Like, they had a legitimate defamation case against him when in his deposition. He's like, yeah, no, I had no evidence. I don't care. Yeah, that's defamation.
At no point in time should that. I'm not even. First of all, I'm not the vice president. I'm also not an attorney. I have enough understanding of the law to understand the qualified nature of which to bring a defamation suit. And I worked as PI and worked for various attorneys. And whatnot. And I experienced a lot of these got involved in a lot of these kind of matters to a certain degree. But my point there being is they didn't meet any of the fundamental aspects of a fucking defamation suit according to Ohio case law. Yet somehow some Muppet judge they brought in, they try to bring in Judge Jerry McBride from Claremont County. That Muppet recused himself. He is a full-blown fucking Muppet. Again, I battled with all those judges there too. Anyway, those Muppets, the prosecutor there convened an unlawful grand jury against me. Had it going for 2 fucking weeks, got 0 fucking charges because I'm a fucking Boy Scout.
Now, see,
I was so happy with every aspect of that Afro Man case because I'm like, fuck yeah, these people are fucking. You talking about RICO charges, dude. You get a RICO charge across every county in southwest Ohio.
But I'm just gonna say it's all coming together now. When you call yourself a bison rancher, it's because you're pimping out fatties. So and then,
those are Montefilos, sir. They're not a very rare breed. They're actually very common up here.
And Claremont County kept fucking coming after you, so you had to move your location to Montana. I get it. You're pimping out the fatties.
It's very costly, dude. The Montefilo are very heavy, so they're very costly to ship from Montana to Ohio.
Well, I don't even know what's going on with my camera. Like, it's not even picking me up at all now. Like,
dude, you and me both, dude. I thought the Irani sands were taking you over. So you mentioned something about this documentary cover up behind the Iran Contra affair. Is this narrated literally by Bewitched, dude? Is Bewitched narrating this?
Yes. She also did the Panama deception, which was about obviously the Noriega thing, because she passed right after that. But cover up behind the Iran-Contra affair, one of the people who they get interviews with is Ed Wilson, our good arms dealing, CIA connected. Born and raised from Idaho.
I guess I didn't realize that Bewitched was so involved in matters of politics. I mean, it's not uncommon for Hollywood folks to be involved in these, especially in a deeper nature than we know publicly, but. I didn't know she had any of that in her biography.
I mean, it's a good documentary, definitely.
Well, we're talking documentaries. I don't know if Phil's ever seen it, and I don't know who in the audience has ever seen it. In 2016,
Super Size Me, that's full of shit, dude. That guy's full of shit.
In 2016, when Donald Trump was first running for president, Adam Curtis of the BBC came out with a documentary called Hypernormalization, and it goes into Donald Trump in 70 when he got the huge handout from all the bankers fucking collapsed. So he goes into that in quite in depth. So if you don't believe me, you can watch that and do your own research. But he also goes into Assad, the grandfather, and Henry Kissinger going into Damascus being like, hey, this is the plan. If you don't like it, fuck you. And then, Syria was on the outs until they put the head chopper in there. who Trump wants you to believe he took out ISIS in fucking his first term, but now he's fucking shaking the hands of the fucking head chopper ISIS. Again, that's Israel state.
But aren't all these nation states the leaders' cousins? Like you're talking about, like the Syrian folks and the Jordanian folks. They're all cousins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the European royals and what quote unquote royals, and they're all cousins, right?
And let's not forget, they're all cousins to those same royalty because Prince Charles is the 44th descendant of the Prophet Muhammad.
That's what I'm getting at. This is like the Middle Eastern version of that same family tree, right?
Yeah.
And they do the same shit as the quote unquote European royals. They're all intermarried for many, many years throughout there, where they're all just cousins.
But you know what? If we're talking about the royals, can we just talk about the one fucking royal family that still has power and still has all the wealth, etc., that no one fucking mentions? Is the fucking
the Kingdom of Liechtenstein, huh?
Oh no, the Swedes, man.
No?
The Swedes. Liechtenstein's too, but I forgot about
I was trying to
Liechtenstein.
guess the smallest nation I could think of.
No, the Swedish empire, right? Or the Swedish fucking king, etc. They're socialist or whatever. So all that fucking companies over there are all fucking state owned, and then that means it's owned by Ericsson, Sony Ericsson, again to Sony, which is really funny because Sony is not a Japanese word in any way, but it is the anagram for Standard Oil of New York. Just saying. And they did
coincidence. No, total supposition. Coincidence, sir. These are all baseless accusations. The Rockefellers didn't do nothing.
No, they sold the they sold. You know, and the other thing is though too, like now we're talking about this, so fuck it, I'm gonna go here. I mean,
you do that, sir. You do it.
We might get.
Here we go.
So and World War II, you know, like fucking Germany is a little fucking landlocked country in the middle of Europe. But where the fuck do we get all their oil from? Oh, the Rockefellers have a patent on how to fucking turn coal into fucking gasoline. Why the fuck are we worried about the Strait of Hormuz? I mean, you could just start fucking ripping up Virginia, especially now that JJ is not there, and just turn all that coal.
We put more barrels in America than we use. Fuck everyone else at that point, right?
What about all the fucking shit coming out of Alberta, bro?
That's a good point. We also, I do recall there was an incident with the invasion of a nation of Venezuela who has the largest oil reserves. Maybe we can tap into some of that business.
And let's get into it too. Again, like this whole fucking thing is just a way to drive the dollar up and fucking fearmonger the general population into being retarded enough to pay $10 a gallon. Or here in Canada,
let's be honest about the situation. There's a lot of folks that are retarded enough to do that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But here in Ontario, it's like $170 for fucking $170 for regular, and then it's $2.15. I think I saw today for diesel. Gasoline.
Yeah, I was ready to scream at some foreigners in the Southern California when I was there about 8 weeks ago. Because it was almost $6 a gallon. I just wanted to randomly scream at whatever foreigner was behind the counter. They wouldn't understand. They're like, "Oh, some angry red-faced fella was in here earlier today." You know what I mean? Whatever native tongue they have.
Gasoline is the byproduct waste of diesel, yet somehow diesel is fucking more expensive.
Right. Well, one time occasionally you find it to be the same price. I found out to be one of my stops on my GCD adventures. Where was I at? I was just outside of Creech Air Force Base. They're in no, it's not area. It's like Area 70 because the state of Nevada was broken up in all these different quote unquote areas. Area 51 being named that as a result of that. But Creech is about an hour away from there. But they had diesel and unleaded was the same price. I'm like, what weird paradox have I entered into where these are the same fucking price, man?
The one good thing here is when you go to the res, some of them will just do full serve at their discounted rate. So I mean,
yeah, but then you got to watch out for bone arrow assaults and tomahawk chalks, buddy. You know, stay vigilant.
No. The fucking res up here. A lot of them are just printing money these days in tobacco and fucking.
Oh shit! They be having guns and shit now. Oh, watch out for that. Then they might got lasers if they got enough money, dude. They might have that laser money.
Watch out! 2 times.
You know it. So, well, I appreciate you. I want to thank you, gents, for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD, and I want to thank you folks to the interwebs here. Well, we're not ending just yet. I just want to bring it in for a close here. I mean, I know they got to have a wedding reception in that Iranian parliament building you're in. So I'm sure they got to clean up before that.
And again, too, I did just want to point out though, like, I mean, it's kind of funny, and like, you know, I came up with this own saying of mine that I fucking was making fun of myself, but it's kind of true. Is everyone wants to look for the false flag, but no one wants to look for the flag. And you know, when all this shit was popping off, I started looking into some of the Iranian shit. You know, like some of their their structures, etc. And I was like, oh god damn, because like what clicked in my head is you know, it's the Islamic, or no, they call it the Iranian Revolutionary Guard or whatever, right? And I'm like, all I'm thinking is like, okay, let's go into another guy real quick who's a fantastic author. If you don't know him, everyone has to read him. William Guy Parr. And he talks about
William Guy Parr. I don't think I know that. Go ahead, sir.
Pawns in the Game, Jonah?
Yeah, Red Fog Over America, Satan, the Prince of the World. There's a bunch of them.
William Guy Parr. I typed in William Guy Parr. I'm like, that ain't it. That ain't it at all.
Yeah, I was retarded. I said Parr because of like where I was driving.
Oh, you did say Parr. Okay, I thought I just misheard you.
No. Where I was driving today, there's a fucking street Parr right next to the fucking street that I was doing.
So this guy wrote something called American Illuminati Demonology.
Yeah, Pawns in the Game is fantastic. It's the Red Revolutionaries, which is the socialists, versus the Black Revolutionaries, which is fascist. But they're still both. So basically, they're playing like a chessboard.
Holy shit! He's a World War I guy. Holy, how old is this guy?
Dude,
holy shit! He died in 1959. Holy shit!
I brought him up.
That's fucking interesting, man.
Yeah, he also worked as he worked as prohibition officer.
Let's be honest. Out of all intelligence services, Canadians got to be the least, like the most unintelligent, right? Like,
no, he was, right? Dude. He was in World War I. He was a British submarine expert. So
let's be honest about the situation. What does that involve? What is that? A couple buckets? You got to be efficient.
No, but when they say
we got water coming in the submarine, dump it out the back.
When they talk about Canadian Intelligence Service, let's be honest, it's like Stevenson. What's his name? I think it's William Stevenson.
Yeah, we just talked about him. William Stevenson, man called Intrepid.
Yeah. So, have you read his book, the Borman Brotherhood? You need to read that one. I think I sent it to you, didn't I? Maybe I did.
Oh shit! He's the one who put out the fucking Pike letter, dude.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! All right.
Well, he's the first one that put it out in publishing, and like it was out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm tracking.
He also did Red Fog Over America.
What is that? That's the letter. That's the letter of what? Supposedly from Albert Pike to
Mazzini.
Mazzini. Yeah, Mazzini. Yeah.
Mazzini. Giuseppe Mazzini is really interesting too because he is part of the Carabinieri or whatever. Then he was fucking. So Italy wasn't even a fucking country; they were still city states at that time in the 1830s. And he was really big into the Italian Revolution, right? To create the country of Italy. So I mean, again, too. To get back into
so he basically said that the Zionists and the Nazis were a point counterpoint type situation. Control.
I mean, they were business partners. That's the Havara agreement. But
I don't disagree. I'm just saying he seemed like he was an early adopter for that theory, right?
Yeah, no. Like if you read his books, Pawns in the Game, I think it's the big one. He was actually going to the Canadian Parliament as an intelligence officer during World War II, and then it had them open up an what's it called, an inquiry, but then they got shut down real quick. And
so, what's your favorite? What's your favorite book of this gent's here, Phil? What out of all of his work, which ones are you familiar with? You're mentioning a couple before.
Ooh, Carr?
Yeah, Carr.
Carr, I've just heard about Pawns in the Game. I haven't read it, but I know like he's
Pawns in the Game.
Like
it's
Pawns
fantastic.
in the Game is a respected book. Yeah, so I mean,
Pawns in the Game. No. I
appreciate your recommendation. I will definitely check that one out first.
I will give everyone a heads up real quick. When you do read his books, it's shit that was written in the 50s, and every time I listen to it or read it, he has one saying that I've never heard that really throws me off. JJ, you're there. If you can go ahead and
did I leave on my back?
Hey JJ, you got the book open. Can you do a Control F on there?
Control Epstein.
And see if you can search out the NIGGER word.
Whoa, dude! You can probably type that. You just can't say.
But no. If you do a search in there, he's got a really. It's weird because he says it a couple times, but it's like like an actual phrase that. It's like the N word in the wood pile, and he's talking about like the bank. No, I'm telling you, like that's
an old saying. That's an old saying. I'm looking for it. It ain't in there.
It is. Maybe it's in. No, it's definitely in that one. Maybe not that edition.
Well, but maybe it's been obfuscated in some regard as I'm searching for it here. It's not coming up.
But every time he's talking about like the bankers doing shady contract, that's what he calls it. And I'm like,
that's an old saying. At least it is in the South.
Yeah, no. The first time I was reading it, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? But then he says it like 4 or 5 times, and he's talking about like shady contracts. I'm like, oh. And then I looked it up. It's like an actual saying. I'm like, okay.
Oh, dude, if you grew up in Appalachia, dude, there you get some wild ass sayings, dude. You just get used to them. They just seem almost like normal to the point where like you don't really question how ridiculous they are.
No, but I'm saying the books are great, but if you don't come into it from like, this guy was in the 40s and 30s and 20s, so he used to some sayings that like you'll read it today and be like, oh, what the fuck is that? Because it even throws me off. I mean,
he's got I can already see that he's calling pants trousers. That's definitely an older reference.
But no, JJ, I'd recommend Pawns in the Game. So that's the red versus the black. So it's.
I already bookmarked it. I thank you all for bringing this up to me, man. It's good stuff.
Right just don't buy it on Kindle because they'll probably fuck it up. Pardon me, but they will.
Yeah. The other one is Red Fog Over.
Well, they got the French Revolution chapter here, the downfall of Napoleon, the American Revolution. Yeah. These are all exciting things for me to read.
The Red Fog Over America is another book by him. It's actually it's the red subversion of the USA.
Oh, I saw that, dude. That was with what, Patrick Swayze?
No. That was Red Dawn. Wolverine.
Way better version than the book then.
No. That's
unrelated stories. You're telling me these are unrelated stories? That's unfortunate.
No, the Red Fog Over America is another fantastic one to read. Again, too, this is just another, and it's kind of funny. Like we're just running our mouths, and these are all topics that I've suggested in the past. There's a few others that, but this is definitely, you get, there's definitely, if you go back, like this guy, like in 1940s, he's putting this shit out, and he goes into the protocols of the Elders of Zion, all this other stuff, and it's kind of funny that.
I guess I knew that much about him because I knew about the Mazzini letter and all that kind of the Zionism and protocols.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny though too, right?
Maybe is this guy mentioned maybe "Behold a Pale Horse" perhaps? Because I feel like
I think he might have been mentioned in it, or at least one of the citations in it. So. But no, it's that's the other thing though too, right? It's like there's a lot of us, myself included, at times that kind of think like conspiracy started with fucking "Behold the Pale Horse," and it's like, nah, man, like you gotta fucking get back and like there's that one and evidence of a conspiracy, and there's so many good things that came out prior to "Behold the Pale Horse."
They dare call it conspiracy, I think was one as well.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. 1950s.
See, that's some old shit right there.
I mean, even
go
ahead.
I'm sorry. Just the one thing I would say is, and I put it every now and then on Twitter. I said, you read a book you liked. That's great. Read another one. Read another one. don't I mean, because it's just
don't stop. Don't stop at one.
Well, it'd be like, hey, I read Helter Skelter about the Manson case. Yeah, that's good. But I said,
it's a perspective.
It would be like, okay, it'd be like I read Crossfire about JFK. I'm like, okay, that's better. But I said, no, read more. Like, just don't stop at one. If all you read is or Chaos about Manson, read more. Like, if
I'm gonna
Bill Clinton's autobiography, Mine Struggle.
I'm gonna jump on what Phil's saying there.
What do you call it? My Life or whatever. It's a bullshit biography, but it would be a very fucking churched up appearance of old Slick Willie.
Or what was it? My Father's Dream, fucking the Sartoro book.
There you go. Yeah, that's another good example right there.
But
five people bought that. They were not the Democratic National Committee.
How about Michelle's book, Becoming Michelle, all about her transition?
Yeah, dude, these people are getting like $10 million fucking advances for these.
Oh,
books.
who is that? Corey Bush, that bitch that fucking she got a couple $1 million and then fucking sold like 4 copies.
I thought you were about to say Corey Feldman. I was about to, how dare you, sir?
But no.
Corey Booker.
no. I'm gonna jump in on what Phil said and
the gay boyfriend of Rosario. What was that actress's name?
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. Yeah.
No. But
right?
I want to jump in on what Phil said, though, too. And I would say the best information that I have come across is, if I'm in a book and it's got my attention, but then a citation just jumps out at me, I'll put that fucking book down and go straight to the citation because then whatever they're citing, they're not giving you the full fucking context of what that author's trying to get across to you. So if you don't want to, if you're enthralled or you're fucking, in a page turner, make sure you document the citations that are worth looking into because that's where those authors get their best information from.
Yeah,
that's a reasonable position, sir. Go ahead, sir.
No, I said bibliographies. I said that's where I'm at. So what was it? More than a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago, I read the Oliver Stone book, The Untold History of the United States, the one that he did the huge miniseries with Showtime about.
Yeah.
Great book, lots of books in the bibliography. And then I'm writing them down. I wound up reading, I think it was called American Dreamer about, what's his name?
Did you read
George Wallace? Henry Wallace. The book about John McCloy by Kay Bird. It gives you other books.
Yeah.
Did
you read the George Zinn book, The Untold Story of America? And it wasn't George Zinn.
Howard Zinn.
George Zinn was George Zinn was the guy who pulled his dick out at the Charlie.
Yeah, George Zinn that pedophile Charlie Kirk assassination. They're probably related though.
Wouldn't be a surprise.
Howard Zinn though too. Now I'm going to give you a recommendation, Phil. You have to read is SNCC if you have not read it, the Students for Non-Combat or whatever. So it goes into that Howard Zinn actually talks about them having communist meetings in Robert F. Kennedy's fucking the Department of Justice office with the black students and how all that was a DOJ operation.
No shit. Jesus. That's fucking interesting, man. That's fucking interesting.
It's the SNCC, the New Abolitionists by Howard Zinn.
The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
Who I think their first or second president of that organization was Marion Barry. And John Lewis was a member too. He was also president.
Yeah, I read the biography about him last year, John Lewis.
As far as crackheads go, I prefer Rob Ford myself.
Dude, did you watch that fucking video that I sent you the last week? The one that I hadn't even seen that one where he's like, "No, what the fuck's wrong? Friggin' wrong with you? You're just jealous that no one invites you to do fun things. You're fucking lame."
Dude, he's a fucking legend, even in the afterlife, dude. I would put Rob Ford up against Chuck Norris any day.
Dude, I saw the thing though, because I'm in Canada, obviously, so they always pump that shit to me, right? I'm telling you, they took him out with a cancer gun. Between all the shit he was doing, the crack was their attempt to take him.
Oh, dude, he was he was way out of control. He was not serving the interests of who his daddy was, because it wasn't he a generational thing there too.
No, him and his brother were involved in fucking street drugs. And then they have like a fucking paper company.
Well, who was their daddy? What did he do?
No, they grew up poor, bro. If I'm not mistaken,
okay.
But that's why
you might be right. I don't recall that aspect of it. I just like his legendary
even when
flipping everyone off, telling them to fuck off.
No, he grew up poor, so and then they got into fucking selling drugs in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken, or 60s. But at least that's the legend.
They should have been selling some of that lemon pound cake.
But even before that, right? So before he was a city councilor.
They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake.
The better one is where the guy.
Pound cake. It tastes so nice.
This is cracks me up, dude.
Wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice.
No, I know Afro Man, dude. I smoked pot with Afro Man before. We got a common dude. We got a dude in common. Is within the pot game there in southwestern Ohio, if you will. He used to throw big parties there at his spot there where they got raided. He used to have big. I don't know. He didn't call it Afro Man Fest. Shit, dude. I went to it one year. I don't remember what he has a name for it, but he'd invite like 500 people. He put on a concert back there and just have a big party. It was a good time, dude. He's a hell of a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, he came across as like a fucking and that's the other thing. Like when on his fucking cross examination, that lawyer was like, man, the plaintiff's lawyer looked like he was working for him, just letting him fucking riff off the cuff at him, and like it was hilarious. I'm not even fucking.
The plaintiff's lawyer playing the fucking video, saying the word. You said lick him, little Lisa ate your wife's ex-wife's pussy like a pizza. Dude, that comment in a accordion.
No, wait. You know what's even better though too?
He goes pussy. The plaintiff's attorney goes pussy. That pussy.
Well, it's even better though too. Is that they even let him just fucking keep his sunglasses on? Like they can't really tell him, hey, you take your suit off. You know what I mean? But they left the fucking sunglasses on. Like,
I was a little surprised they let him wear his shades and when he took the stand.
Yeah. Like the whole thing was just hilarious, and But yeah, no, that was great.
Phil, did you see any of the Afro Man trial stuff?
No, but all I could think of was because I got high. Every time I saw that guy, I was like, Jesus Christ, I went back to 2001.
Right, exactly, right. That song was huge that summer, right? The summer.
You know what I was going to say, though? The even better video was the guy like, oh, my wife divorced me. And then she's on the stand like, did you divorce him to this? She's like, no, I had to get a restraining order against him. And then like literally that night he drops a video of fucking like talking about him fucking.
Yeah, dude. That was one of the other great parts is after a man being a member of the community found out all the fucking hood rat shit he's been into and then fucking, got some of that shit of his own, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and he's like literally understanding. He's like, no, well, his brother's a pedophile. Why is he even allowed to be a police officer?
Right. I like how the guy tried to play it off like he didn't know why his brother got fucking felony thrown in prison and shit. And
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know why he's no longer a cop. He committed some sort of felony, got in some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
Fucking police chief, dude. I know that. I know all those Muppets real well, dude. I know the folks that helped cover up all that shit. Again, the Claremont County detectives. I know, and one of those guys that sued Afro Man. He got hired by Claremont County. A couple of them left Adams County there, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll hire you."
Was it Pound Cake? Was it Pound Cake or Lick 'em Low?
I don't think so. He was actually the boss. He was the Pound Cake.
Oh, that Rogers
Deputy
guy.
Pound Cake was he was in charge out there. He was the road road supervisor.
You know what else is fucking hilarious though? Like that bitch is up there. She's like, like you know how embarrassing it is. When I get pulled over, I have to answer, no, I don't have a penis. Like who the fuck asked the fucking cop? Like, hey, do you have a penis?
Well, dude, anytime you have a defamation case, again, not only did they not meet the fundamental requirements to even bring the lawsuit, and the judge should have thrown it out a long time ago. They didn't have any actual damages for anything. They were just butthurt. Like there was no, you were required to show monetary damages. Like the one guy's like, well, I haven't worked in a year. She's like, yeah, but you resigned voluntarily. He goes, well, yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's not like that. You didn't lose your job for anything. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous.
The whole fucking thing was hilarious.
I can't get enough of it, dude. And like they're like, dude, they were bringing up during the trial. They're like, Your Honor, he's making new videos right now. And his new video he made the day before the trial starts is one of the best songs, in my opinion, ever as far as parody goes.
Oh yeah, like you're gonna get screwed.
Yeah, the batter ram him of the Republic.
And then he's like
county cops stealing money.
Yeah, he's like humping the air like he's at the whipping wall.
Traffic stops. First they screw you, then they sue you. Play games and dismiss your claims. The proof's on the internet. Afro Man will
he's throwing concerts back here in the backyard here.
Afro Man is gonna do ya. Afro Man is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Mine eyes have seen informants get busted with felonies. Tell the cops I'm a kid.
Well, quite honestly, they were doing, it sounds like, with all these informants, like the sheriff who popped off and murked the judge down in Kentucky, and I don't remember which county now. Letcher County. Yeah, so that all revolves around a lot of criminal informants being used for sexual purposes by the judge, by the law enforcement, and that's exactly what's going on around here in Adams County in that case too.
Yeah, but didn't that sheriff's daughter get diddled in the cases or something?
Yeah, it's been inferred. I mean, it certainly seems that way. It hasn't. It's interesting. The FBI just got involved in all that down there, dude. They had Cash Patel down there, that muppet. So it's hard to tell what's going on down there, dude. So
the cover-ups on the
Cash App PayPal. You know something's going on, dude. He's taking a break from his girlfriend / Beard's busy music career. His boyfriend / roommates. Las Vegas, estate they live in together. He's a busy man.
Well, don't forget he had to go to the Bank of Ambrosiano, right, to make a deposit. But Calvi's no longer there.
Well, I think he has to go to Las Vegas to make a deposit, sir. If you know what I mean.
No, Bank of Ambrosiano, the
Mormon boyfriend in Las Vegas of his is what I'm referring to.
No, I'm just tied into the whole fucking, again too, like I'm just tied in all this shit again. It's just hilarious because you can tie in all the.
Well, we live in a Muppet world.
Yeah.
In that context, it makes sense.
And
Cash App PayPal just got his own new Nikes. They're basically Q-inspired, trust the plan type looking things, if you ask me.
And we're just talking about the Masonic Republic of Iran, and then we didn't even have.
Well, here's the deal.
P2. We didn't bring up P2.
That's a good point. But here's the deal with Cash App PayPal. Why do we need a national police force, and why does the leader of our national police force need his own fucking Nikes, like custom-made Nikes? We live in a Muppet.
Well, are they custom made, or are they like available to the public? I mean,
no, they're custom made, dude. Their own colors, designs, everything. He's got one of them, that QAnon skull on there, dude.
Oh, no, that's no big deal. I mean, how many sneakerheads do you know that have their custom Nikes?
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. He's not an F. He's a Muppet.
Like I can tell you at least 15 people off the top of my head that have custom fucking sneaks.
Oh, that's what I know. But like, like what is J. Edgar Hoover gonna have some custom Nikes too? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
You get some J. Edgar Hoover custom high heels, maybe, but not custom Nikes.
They're gonna have Ted Gunderson's blood in the heel, like fucking Machine Gun Kelly and fucking Megan
Fuck
Fox.
yeah, he loves that shit, dude. Laser Tag's head was into that kind of thing. All right, gents. Well, let's call her in here. I thank you both, you gents, Phil and Jonah, for joining me here. Especially you, Jonah, calling in from the Iranistan Parliament building over there. That's you're a brave man. But thank you all for joining me to get a little GCD, and I thank you folks to the internet for joining us here tonight to get a little GCD.
Don't be a
please
communist.
offer some closing statements or any sort of plugs either one of you gents are working on.
Don't be a fucking communist. Redistribute those likes and make sure you leave one. Fucking join the Patreon. And don't forget, this Wednesday, The Mummy, which is a fantastic fucking movie.
That's right.
And I'll be here for that. I was off this week because I might have sidetracked that whole conversation.
No, I'm looking forward to it, dude. It looks like a good film.
Yeah, no.
Who doesn't love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson starring in a film?
And I'm gonna say,
wrong mummy. My bad. Is that the wrong mummy?
yeah. And I'm gonna say, shout out to Julia because she brought it up, and when she brought it up, I was like, "Fuck, I need to watch that one again." And as soon as I got 3 minutes.
Sure. No, yeah, Julia's definitely one to recommend it. And she's gonna try to get a babysitter on Wednesday to join us for the conversation as well.
I got 3 minutes into it, and I messaged you. I'm like, "Holy fuck, this got your name all over it, bro. You need to watch it." Julia's right, and then
I love it, dude. It's a great film, and plus Tom Cruise is my favorite actor in Hollywood to play a tall man who's gonna fight, and he does a lot of that in this film, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Other than that, again, don't be a communist. Hit a fucking like button.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words and recommendations. Yeah, folks can check out Operation GCD Patreon, and don't soon forget this show, like every other show in Operation GCD, brought to you by those folks at Jar of Mayonnaise. Support your local science store. Phil, do you have any closing thoughts, suggestions, or possibly baking recipes for the folks at the
I did get shot by a laser.
Oh shit!
2 times. 2 times.
Right.
They did get me twice.
You weren't staying vigilant, sir. That must have been the problem. You were not staying vigilant.
But no, I mean, we're talking about some interesting topics. We're talking about, Iran. Everyone thinks, there could be people waking up today and being like, "Oh, Iran, like this is a new thing." No, Iran is an issue that's been going on for 70 plus years, and so much more complicated.
No. Iran's the longest surviving empire, like realistically, if you think about it. They're the longest continuing nation, right? Even if you think of China or India, they've both kind of gone under fucking. But Iran's kind of the one consistent.
Well, I follow the 2 China policy here. I violate the UN organization principles of the 1 China policy. I would say, aren't they an older civilization? The original China? China, not the new China. Much like the new Coke, it sucks.
I mean, we could go into how George Marshall fucked over the Czech and kind of fucking put Mao Zedong. But wait.
That's not a real name. That's not a real name.
Mao Zedong. Wait.
That's a Muppet, sir. You can't fool me. That's a Muppet.
Wait. When he was in hiding from China, where did he go to before he returned to China? Oh, fuck. Same place as Leon Trotsky. France?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so Mao Zedong and Ho Chi Minh was also there, right? Because Vietnam was part of the fucking French. So he went over there too. And of course, Leon Trotsky was hiding out in France too. So, you get all this. And,
I don't know if I believe any of these tales, sir. Next thing you're going to tell me gold medal Olympic winner Bruce Jenner's a lady now. I don't know if I believe that
either. It's kind of the same script being played over, and it's all staged to get people to fucking buy into peak oil is 1955.
Peak oil that was pushed by Shell.
That's a good point to call her in. Phil, I didn't mean to cut you off after your laser tech. I had some unfortunate experience.
And Dutch Shell.
Did you have any other?
Dutch Shell is the Venetian banking.
Well,
you're coughing.
Hold on, JJ's choking.
Yeah, I got
I'm covering that up so we don't have to hear it. The other,
I'm trying to talk in the middle of it.
The other one that I'm going to point out too, I highly recommend. So if anyone does go to the EIR, the Executive Intelligence Review, I go in, but there's 3 topics that are my favorites from them is going to be the Henry Kissinger shit because they cover it from the left wing and they just destroy them in ways that none of the right will do. The George Bush shit they cover. And Lyndon LaRouche is so well documented on the Venetian banking, the Anglo-Dutch establishment, and how pretty much the Federal Reserve or central bank system is just a continuation of the Venetian city-state. So definitely recommend if you ever go to the EIR, just type it in the Venetian Bank and just go through their search results and just to educate yourself on how even collateralized debt was available in Amsterdam in the 1600s. But then in 2008, they acted like it was a new thing and they were surprised it failed.
No, I appreciate those comments, sir. I often state that Lyndon LaRouche was right about a lot of things, the British invasion, and he did a lot of good work there in the EIR. I also highly recommend folks when they're checking out the LaRouche work in the archive, searching that Google search bar of their EIR burger element. See if there's a burger element to all this. Phil, did you have any other last words for this program?
Yeah, what's his job again? I know that's for me to find out, but I don't think I want to find out. That's
no, you gotta ask, sir. If you gotta ask, you can't afford it, sir. That's Isaac Cappy's finest work in that scene. That's why I put that together. All right, well, I thank you both you gents for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD, and I thank you folks to the interwebs for joining us here tonight. A little GCD, and I would be remiss without sending you off with this weekend safety briefing.
There's thousands of Americans out there. By the way, I've been shot with a laser beam twice.
Ted's down, folks. Ted's down. Oh, yeah, medic. So stay vigilant, folks. Stay vigilant. They got Ted. They got him twice.
Well, that's it. That's the show here, folks. So the next time you're out on the town, visiting your local watering holes, or perhaps just meandering around, and you hear the unmistakable sounds of metal clanking, and you spot signs of a disturbance, well, check your 6. Look in that garbage can, because you never can tell. The GCDs may be loose in your town.